always use sneak attack.
Like, sneak attack's not bad. Sneak attack is you can use cunning for melee.
Oh, yeah. That does nothing for me.
It does a lot for me.
Let's see.
Because I've got 2 bronze and I've got 4 cunning.
See, I've got 1 cunning.
I mean, the let are a little simple.
Well, no, I am just literally straight to the point. No dissimulation. Alright, what do I want? Okay, do have 4 toots here. I was going to take that, but I'm going to get rid of that and get something else instead.
Though it was funny, I was went on a book binge and was reading a bunch of the Twilight Imperium books. It's funny how
I didn't even know there were books.
How the early Twilight Imperium to the new Imperium, how it's changed. Apparently the Hyro were more squid than fish people at one point. Then in the later books, they updated it to that most of them are very drab fish people, but they do have exotic cousins who look like tropical fish.
Yep, and then they also have the deeper Hylar, who are deeper in the oceans and more squid-like.
Yeah.
Just keep swimming, just keep swimming.
It's not just keep swimming. It's more like the bathymetric horrors from beyond the realm of light.
You have a Hyro show up. It's got a little dangly light glowing on his forehead, and they're like, "We don't talk to that guy. He's the cracked out, the horrible ambush predator cousin. We don't talk to that guy." And then, like in the Fall of the Empire, it basically covers the 100 years leading up to the fall of the Lazek's Empire.
Mm-hmm.
And then at one point, no spoilers, you're reading this and you're like, I like this guy. This guy's great. This is the hero of the story. And then the very last chapter, you're like, oh, fuck, I know who this guy's going to become. Just as he's like, shoot the library. It's got to be done to protect our people. And you're like, oh, fuck. This guy went from like the best Roman senator to all of a sudden you know who he's going to be in 300 years.
Caligula.
Well, no, that's the problem. That character in the whole story, he's just like, all of you politicians are assholes. All of you Letnev, you're assholes. All you Federation of Soul people, you're assholes. You're going to ruin the Empire for everybody. And then all of a sudden at the end, you realize who the person is, and you're just like, fuck. And of course, it totally covers how the different species were just pricks to each other, because like the Letnev before the Empire was done and finished with them, were basically at tier 3 taxation because they attempted to rebel against the Empire 3 times. And each time, after the rebellion was put down, the taxes were increased.
Of course they were.
So they just decided, we're going to
talents.
You got those experience points burnt?
Yep. 20 experience points, and that was 2 rank 1s and a rank 2. Or, sorry, 2 tier 1s and a tier 2.
That'll spend it quick.
Yep, I got no gravity adept, so I have coordination as a career skill now, which is maybe not going to pay off right away, but oh boy, it'll be nice when it does pay off. And then I got sneak attack, because who doesn't want to kill things better at close range when it comes down to it?
Especially since that's been kind of your MO.
I mean, I've been killing things from medium range.
Uh-huh.
But now I can do it up close. In case they get into fisticuffs range. I gotta pick up a knife or something. Then I got good old quick draw.
So just to get a little recap
right.
here, I see David's here, but I haven't heard his voice yet.
I'm here.
I have.
Yeah.
He chuckled at one point.
Yep. Yeah.
you
So
guys
with
managed. Oh,
with
go
my
ahead.
talents, I really am the stereotypical gutter trash raised in a communal poor living in the fucking backwaters of space. it's just set up exactly for that.
Survivor is what I'm hearing.
I mean, I got emergency vacuum training. I got knack for it. I got nocturnal upbringing. I got friends in low places, heightened awareness, no gravity adept, sneak attack, quick draw. I've been living on the streets, man.
On the streets and in the spaceports.
All right. So basically, we just traded David for Christopher
I guess.
Traded.
for this particular mission.
The good Doc is immediately pulling out of the computer system, going, "I'll go back to the ship." And immediately, your sneaky friend prunes his feathers quietly behind you
All right.
as he tags
Looks like
in.
the looks like the scripting is dead, Jim. The sync pool with GM button is not doing anything.
It should already be synced. I synced it earlier today.
Yeah, I mean I click the button, it does not do anything in the chat.
Yep.
So
Mine ain't doing squat.
Same. Nothing.
the script died.
Everybody out of the pool.
Everybody out of the pool. Let's get the API script rebooted.
So how are you guys liking Fallout?
We binged the rest of it today, so
I was gonna say
Damn.
like it. I watched it all. 8 episodes, too short. Damn it.
Yep.
Oh, that's right. It only came out. It came out 2 days ago, didn't I? Totally
Yep.
forgot to watch it.
Yep.
And it came out with everything.
Nope, I haven't watched
All-
it yet, but
All
my roommate
freaking
said
8.
it's pretty good.
It's worth a
Yeah, I
Google,
enjoyed
Yeah.
and I like what they did to make sure it does not fuck with canon.
It's on Prime.
Yep.
Where's
on
that?
Amazon Prime.
Prime, yes.
Okay, cool. So I can watch it. All right.
And then after we binge watched that, we binge watched. Oh my god, I'm blanking on it.
that
The
happens.
hotel one. Blah blah blah.
Has been Hotel?
Yes, Has Been Hotel. Thank you.
That was just a guess, but alright.
That was a really good guess. It's been on the list for quite a while. Oh, and we finished Gen V.
Mm.
We had like the last 2 episodes to watch. So just to recap, if you jump on in, it should be working. Let me double check. Force update, roll some dice. Yep. Looks like it is working now.
Yep.
And I guessed that there would be 3 of you, so I put 3 in your points. So just to recap, you guys had the epic, amazing ambush for the pirates. And just like clockwork, you played dead. Their ship showed up. They boarded with you. There's that Star Wars scene where the bad guys come on board. You just hear the boom, boom, boom. And then you guys go flying onto their side of the ship. You managed to fight, as I'm zooming out real quick. And making sure to pick the right tool. Fight your way through the cargo hold here as you came through the airlock here. You found out there was weapons in here. There was some shenanigans, some connivery. You guys went down this way. You went down these stairs here. There was some stealthiness, some sniperiness. You guys made it down. You managed to make it all the way through the freaking ship. Let's see, right here in the middle of the ship. 3-man crack commando team went straight down the hallway. Didn't even get into any entanglements in the bathroom. Barely ran
Did
into
all this while
anybody.
I was in Vegas?
Yeah.
Is that when
We
it
did
was?
all this while you were on the ship dealing with a large lion man with a spear.
Ah,
Yeah, they
well,
totally let the lineman
I
go
took the heavy
disappear.
load then. Okay.
Not really.
I'm surprised you killed all this because I mean with your group, but
I know, because hell, even Chris got, I think, 2 kills.
Yep.
holy cow!
I think you got like one, but who's counting?
You guys went by the med bay here where there was some shenanigans happening in the med bay. The dinner guests all got taken out, including the guy in the kitchen who was totally
Oh jeez.
tricked into that. And you guys made your way down here. You know the cockpit is down this stairwell where you're heading. You know they hear you, you hear them. No one is surprised that shenanigans are about to happen.
Except if you recall, there were some triumphs, and we were able to get just past them.
Yeah, Evan specifically is basically already down there, and they do not realize it yet.
Yep, he basically did this cool maneuver where he's flying down the stairs down to this cockpit area here. And he basically did that wall running thing where all of a sudden he just like boom, appears right behind them.
And I had 3 successes and a triumph, and you agreed that I could bring bring them with me, undetected.
Yep, you could grab and drop down with someone with you.
Oh, there it is. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 5 successes and a triumph. And I took 2 strain for it.
On the ship.
But we got past.
As immediately Rub taps out, and then Trakar taps in at the exact perfect moment.
Do we even need his fucking bow and arrow? His piddly sharpened
Probably.
sticks?
So I think it's these guys that we did manage to slip past all the way to the bridge, wasn't it?
These 4 guys that are ready and waiting in ambush, you can totally slip behind them. The door behind them, however, is closed.
Well, right. Regulations for flights require that the cabin door be locked and secured. Oh no, that's not United States. Sorry. They don't have TSA. Sorry.
Put away that Federation of Soul TSA.
Hate going to Jord. They're always all up in your business. I always get randomly selected.
Just because your people are known for being refugees across the galaxy.
Right.
It's racism is what it is.
You know, if the Empire was still around 3,000 years ago, this wouldn't have happened.
Alright, so really we're down here, is that right?
Yep,
In the cockpit
you're
map?
down here. Yep.
And you said that this door does not open?
That bulkhead is not, that door is closed.
Is there like a locked light on it or something like that?
It totally has the little locked indicator glowing.
Oh, well.
And the question is, who are you bringing with you?
Well, for the extra successes and the triumph, you agreed that we all could go through without being detected.
I thought it was just one person.
The successes, yes. The triumph, another.
Ah.
See, if you look at the last set of texts, it's there. You agreed in black and white.
All right. So where are we at then in there?
So you're on this little itty bitty blurry blob that's the cockpit.
But we can't. Is it this middle section between these guys and this guy? Between this.
Is it
and
here?
this?
Oops. Like this line here?
So
Right,
this
like,
was
right-
the bulkhead that was closing right here. And for that triumph and those successes, he grabs everyone and you jump off the stairwell. And right before that door closes, you can all get in there.
But is this the cockpit? Or
That
is
is the
this
cockpit.
That's the cockpit.
That's the
yeah,
cockpit.
that's the bridge.
Yeah.
These
And this
are
right
the
here is
seats
the
with-
stairwell that leads down into it.
Yep. So those 4 guys, you basically bypass before this door here snaps shut.
And is there still I guess my question was this: is there still another door in front of us that you were saying was locked, or no?
No.
Or was that the one behind us?
That's the one that's snapping shut right behind you as the 4 guys go, "What was that?" And you guys go, "Foop, foop, foop."
All right. Well. By the way, guys, don't be afraid to fire into melee with me because I am immune to friendly fire, essentially.
Well, I'm not afraid.
I didn't think you were.
At no
hurt me,
point
I'm
has
dead.
he appeared to have a problem with friendly fire.
I've
I
also
guess
got no
it's in- yeah.
problem shooting at you.
It's the other game that was an issue.
It won't
Guy
hurt
gets
me
shot
one
a
bit.
few times.
It's not a bug, it's a feature.
Won't feel a thing.
Okay.
I suppose you want some kind of an initiative or something like that.
That would probably be a good idea. And this is totally going to be a vigilance because this is by the seat of your freaking pants.
Fine by me. It's how I operate best.
Wow, somebody rolled really well.
I think we
Ooh,
all rolled
nice.
fairly decent.
Wow. Well, the pirate Commodore did too. Holy moly.
Looks like we need one more player's roll.
Didn't mine go?
Nice.
Oh, the
He-
5 was mine. Okay. I didn't even pay attention.
Yeah. And I had 3
Oh,
and
shit.
2, and then Harala got 3 and a triumph.
You goddamn right I did.
That didn't do much other than add another success.
I know.
Does there happen to be a cool talent you have that lets you
And
do that for something?
an advantage. So it's like 4 and 1.
Mhm.
Which isn't half bad.
Well, that's
But it's
the
a
success.
success.
It's already included there, so
Yeah.
it adds that.
Oh, I see.
Okay, as you
Alright.
guys make this diving swoop as he grabs everybody, literally grabs one of you in each hand and dives down. And he's like, quickly, before they secure the bridge. And you guys do this whoosh, Batman style jump that the 4 guys just like, the lights went black and whoosh, the flap, flap, flap sound of you guys running down the stairwell walls instead of the stairs. As the door snaps shut behind you, you see this very dapper dressed gentleman in his minor armor. Yeah, he does have some armor. Has a shutter blade in his hand. He's kind of pacing back and forth, yelling at his 4 pirates. There's 2 on each side of the cockpit there, and he's yelling orders of, "We need to get disengaged, and we need to head back to base. I don't know what this bullshit is. This was not the job we're promised."
I did not ask for this bullfuckery.
Yeah.
Alright. Jill, mind if I pin him to the console?
Go for it.
All
Wow.
Okay.
Unless you, one of y'all has something you want to do other than just dive right in.
Well, I mean, that's kind of what you're doing, right? Is dive right in.
That was the plan anyway. Unless you guys want to like restrain me and do something different.
I'm fine.
And by the way, the captain, in case anyone was curious, is Sahar, but his 4 colleagues are a mix of Letnev and humans.
Oh, this darn makes it so confusing. Although we did determine that it was the Letnev crew that was the traitors. Was that
That's
correct?
what you.
Did we
That's what
determine
you
that?
like 90% believe. According to the this is, I can only tell lies and I can only tell truth game that you're playing with the different groups, that's what you believe.
Mm-hmm. All right.
And you guys are all within short range of each other, but I'm assuming someone's going to move up into melee range.
Yeah, I mean I'm kind of right there in front of him, so yes. This is the big bad right here,
The one
though,
in the
right?
middle. Yep.
The biggest and baddest.
He's there in the middle, and his 4 colleagues are on each of their control panels, totally trying to disengage a certain ship that's, attached to them.
All
Yelling
right,
up to the
well,
comm saying, "Disengage the ship!" as a certain high roll friend upstairs is keeping that from happening.
all right, I guess I will gonna go straight for the big bad.
As the sword fight's about to begin.
And I'll do that. And I'm going to use 1 strain to do frenzied attack. And let me see, what was the other thing I was going to do? What's the name of that?
Oh, that's so sad. You'd think that weapon would give him defense, but it doesn't.
I thought you had your stuff all figured out.
Apparently he did, but he's recanting.
Yeah, I mean.
No, I do. I can't remember exactly how the thing works.
Well, why don't I soften them up?
Oh,
while
there
you
it
look?
is. Got it. Okay, got it already. Okay, to decrease the difficulty. Okay, so I'll use a maneuver to decrease the difficulty of my paired attack.
So you're taking
So
a
it'll just be
second
the
maneuver?
regular 2.
Okay, so you're taking
Well,
2
I've
strain.
got quick draw, so I don't have to use anything for.
But
You
you
have
do have
to
to
move
give
on them.
short range to meet to engage range.
Oh,
Right.
okay. Okay, so yeah, I'll move in. I'll quick draw. I will use that as a maneuver to make it the usual regular 2 difficulty. I spent a strain to do feral, and so that means I get 2 upgrades to my attack roll.
That's ridiculous.
Hopefully the roll will work properly. Are you all set?
Not yet. You gotta give him his adversary 1.
Uh-huh.
Okay, ready when waiting. Ho!
Okay, so I will take 2 strain and I will trigger linked. So that would be 7, 11, 22.
Two
So what
sets
is
of
each
11.
attack? Yeah, I need to know what
You
each
said
attack is.
11, sorry, 11 each.
Because you don't have Pierce on those, so he gets to soak each one.
Yes, so 11 each.
Okay, and there's this furious. You come out there with your two blades and you're ting 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 ting, ting, and he's parrying like nobody's business. Take an additional 2 strain because I like this massive amount of exhaustion you're building up here. And so you can take the 2 strain to use the link quality.
Already added it in, yes.
Okay. Okay, so well, shit snacks. If only he had like 5 more wounds, he totally would survive that ongoing salvo. As the 3 blades are flashing left and right, parries, blocks, and eventually the pirate commodore goes down. I mean, he goes down as he starts to say something of blah blah blah. This was not what was supposed to happen. Blah blah, and he gets double skewered. Pull the blades out, and he does this beautiful Shakespearean flop on the captain's console. You know, where his blade goes tinker tink to the floor, and you hear the shutter going on the game plan.
How'd you link?
I have the talent where I can spend strain instead of using advantage.
Nice.
For in case it fails.
Yep.
So then I'll flick my blades in either direction at the other two and be like, it's never too late to surrender.
And can I go next?
It's an NPC slot, and I think the 4 pirate guys are all going to use this action to momentarily give this panicky pause, and then there's this horrible sound as they all reach above their consoles and grab their weapons, and you just hear the click clack as they swivel their chairs to all point their weapons at you in short range, who just knifed their captain. And one guy who obviously looks like the older, more scarred human pirate says, "Captaincy for the one who kills the one who killed the captain." And they're gonna totally shoot at you because you did just knife their captain out of nowhere. So
I'm glad I didn't shoot and kill him.
Do you have any ranged defense?
I believe I do. Let me double check. Yes, I do. Ranged defense is 2.
Okay, so the first pair are gonna shoot at you, and they're not.
And
gonna
I'm going to
auto
use a
fire.
strain. I'm going to strain to upgrade their attacks.
How are you doing that?
How you doing that? Is that
Dodge.
an incidental?
It's a dodge. It's an out-of-turn incidental that upgrades their attacks if I spend a strain.
Use an incidental for your quick draw.
It's an out-of-turn incidental.
Also, you get a technically infinite number of incidentals.
Number of incidentals, yeah.
Oh, do you? Okay. That's...
So,
yeah.
Everybody
2
gets
maneuvers,
that
1 action. Technically infinite.
Upgrade to attack me. Yep.
Okay, so the first 2 are going to take their shots.
And 2 defense, by the way.
Yep,
just
got the 2 defense in there for you. So the first 2 reach over with their shot rifles and go ping ping.
Pling pling.
Oh.
So one of their bullets must have grazed you for only 8 points of damage. And now the other pair are attacking. Are you doing any of your upgradey shenanigans for that? As I'm totally
Same thing.
out all your strain. Ooh, look at that 9 strain. I like it.
Yep. Also upgrading it again because of the story point.
Ooh, nice. 2 upgrades.
Look at you keeping your teammate alive.
Well, I gotta keep him alive so he can keep soaking up the bullets.
And
I've only got 3 soak. I don't want to fucking be taking any shots.
You know what? The second duo, they're panicking. They're gonna totally auto fire. They're the young pirates. They're stupid. As auto fire is pinging off the deck plates, probably zipping bullets into the old captain that's dead on the plank there, but not a single one is touching your little swordsman. As
he survives another day.
Is that what you're calling it? Your little swordsman?
The little swordsman. As they're just shooting wild, and the other guys are like, "Control your fire! Control your fire!" As it's getting really loud in here. So who's going next? I mean, you guys did just like ninja vanish into this room and cut down their captain without a word.
I'll go. I'll take aim.
You wanted to go.
Yeah, I'll take aim and shoot at these guys. And it's like, he misspoke. It is in fact too late to surrender.
Oh, now it is.
To be fair, even if they hadn't gone, that was still going to be my line. Did you get the aim in there too?
I did. Don't roll yet though.
Oh, well.
Too late.
I was gonna say, totally go ahead and roll a black and a blue then. I'll clear the pool for you. They're still in their chairs. They're prone. I'm giving them that black for defense for being a prone target. Damn, that didn't do much and nothing, did it?
Ew,
No.
even better, actually.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'll go ahead and crit, I suppose.
Oh, you're critting. So in case that one shot only killed one of them, are you saying the shot in fact killed both of them? Is that what you're implying?
I think this will be my third James Bond pose, yes.
Da-da, da-da, da-da-da. As you take your shot and it literally just beams through one and beams through the other. Oof. Poor guy only had like 2 points left after that fucking pierce. But no, he didn't. Okay, so our newest member to the show. What is Takar gonna do?
They're gonna shoot him with aim.
Okay, short range.
Add your black.
Give them a whole black for defense to save them. Let's try to save them. Let's totally try to save them. Come on, give me a despair so we can put one of those arrows right through the cockpit into the void of space.
You ready?
Yep.
Alright.
Red dice just ain't doing it for me tonight.
No.
Well, to
Okay.
be fair, it's only 2 damage.
Yeah, 2 points.
So
And
you
we'll crit.
zip into one guy, and the arrow zips through him, doing very, very minimal damage, but the crit happens to go right through the other guy's head, leaving your little shaft sticking out of the control panel and the guy's skull. So only one guy is left, and the guy only took 2 points of damage.
But he didn't realize it yet. Because it was such a clean little...
It was such a
Film, he's
clean
like-
zip that he looked back at his buddy going, "Are you okay?" Wait, I'm leaking.
Oh, he shot him, not me. All right. Wait. Why do I got dribbling happening?
And
See,
the lone-
you're the only one that didn't kill an entire enemy group in a single attack. I think you're slacking, bird man.
And
Ah.
the lone survivor totally
Gotta have
knows what
somebody
he's
to fly
going to
the
do on
ship.
his turn. He totally knows what he's going to do on his turn.
The fish flies the ship.
Alright.
So top of the order, there's one guy that's looking at his control panel, and a drop of blood just came out of his wound and hit the panel, and he's like, "What? And he's looking around after shooting on full auto, realizing, I've got a hole in me.
Do that,
someone
and
going-
2
Mostly I-
upgrades.
I was going to say,
But
what's
ultimately, I only did
what's
it.
that upgrade for? What are we doing?
That's 2 upgrades now, because I'm just stepping forward and finishing this encounter.
Oh.
But I also only did a standard shot without all kinds of upgrades and advantages and special trickery
Ridiculousness.
That's
shots.
just because you
So.
can't.
I mean, I
Okay.
could do more too if I wanted, but I wasn't gonna waste
Why
it.
wouldn't you?
So I've got your 2 upgrades there, and Blue, since he is prone and you're coming to melee him while he's prone.
See,
What does it look like when you massacre the guy who's technically the operator on the ship, piloting?
Doing 11 damage twice again, right?
well, some tells me I wouldn't really need to use both. Because he's already wounded. I'm pretty sure I'll just hit him once and then
One shot is
hit
sufficient
him
to
real
murder
quick
him.
as I'm walking through. Quick draw puts him back into the sheaths and head straight for the and then I'm going for the control console, moving up to that, and maybe
So a
next
second
time
maneuver.
demanding
That's what I'm
surrender of
hearing.
the entire. Well, I mean, it's a really small ship, so.
Really small?
yeah,
It's like huge compared to ours.
Well, not the cockpit anyway.
Because remember, you have to
So,
go from the captain engaged to that guy engaged because they're a distance away.
Oh, all right. Well, I'll just take care of him and then take your strain back then.
Okay. And at this point, by the way, you're hearing some muffled bangings on the door. The guys that were on guard on the door realize something happened as there's full auto fire going off in the cockpit that they want to get in now. Let us in, let us in. So,
No.
now? Yes?
No, they said let us in, let us in. I said no. Anyway. Who's next?
As no, they
Wow.
do not open the door.
And they're gonna strain themselves out trying to do that.
As yes,
It's very stressful.
those guys that rolled the horrible amount of strain totally go running off instead of doing anything else. They're like, screw this, we're getting to a life pod, man. We're not gonna last 5 minutes, let alone 5 hours. As the
All right, so
muffled
we've taken the bridge. Do we just work our way backwards now?
I think we give the crew an option either to surrender or abandon ship.
Interesting. So is someone gonna
Somebody
get on the horn and talk on the intercom?
I mean, once we're out of initiative order, we can kind of figure all that out.
Well,
I
there's
have
people
2 yellow
banging on the door to
coercion,
come
so.
in, so initiative
Yeah,
order
we still
can
got.
keep up for a little bit.
Hrag and Chakara can still go. So.
Ruv, you should probably use a thermal sealer on yourself.
Yeah, I'm going to as soon as I have an opportunity to.
So should we just open this and then kill these guys?
I mean, there's only the one set.
Yeah.
I mean,
Fuck it.
sadly, it is password protected, which is why they couldn't open it. It's not just push the open button. The captain totally had it locked when they went out there to guard it. Be great if you had a slicer. I mean,
well.
anyone can try.
Well,
I can't get
I'm not
it.
slicing.
So.
Is somebody gonna jump on the
Well,
intercom,
we can't.
open the door?
And we
What's
can't get
gonna be
out
the
apparently.
first
So.
action?
I mean, I could resourceful our way out of it and just break the lock.
I'm sure the
That
captain
is
has
a thing.
key.
Oh yeah, it's a key code. It's his birthday.
Oh, that's easy. In that case, it's 0101.
That's all they all use.
23 years ago. Also are born on the same day, actually.
He totally has a necklace that tells you what his astrological sign is, which gives you his birthday for his litter.
So there's no physical key on him.
Are you gonna bother to take an action to search him?
I mean, might as well. So I can't shoot anything. So
Okay, so you lean down and you check the obvious pirate captain that's in charge, who may or may not have been a commodore. You totally find on him a. He's got his fancy coat. He's got a shutter blade. He has a glazer sidearm. I mean, those are always nice. I mean, they are Pierce 5. And he has,
but they're range light, right? So
they're range light, yeah.
Yeah.
So he's got a nice pistol, a nice shutter blade. Of course, the blade is sitting on the ground in the pool of his blood now. And he does have some, identification, cards and pips. He does have on his wrist his familiar, not currently turned on. But you don't happen to see any shiny gold key, but you do see when you reach into his furry neck and you bury your fingers into the fur of his chest and you pull out a thin silver chain that disappeared into the curls of his hair. And when you pull it out, it has a swipe card, very commonly used key card, attached to it, and the card is chrome.
Ew.
And of course has the laser etched barcode into it.
That might be important.
Yeah. I'm gonna quietly arm myself with that shutter blade and grazer.
So there in the room, there are a couple shutter blades, 4 shot rifles if you are interested. If you want a loud and noisy weapon.
Don't really have melee. I got 3 green melee.
I mean, you can always take a shutter blade just in case, just saying.
Yeah.
And do you say anything on the intercom? I mean, as you're picking up the items, there's just each station has that big ship-wide intercom there.
I'm sure somebody has better speaking than I do. I mean, I have 2 yellow charm, 2 yellow coercion.
And
I can't really use the cowboy diplomacy or whatever.
Yeah.
Or gunslinger diplomacy because they can't see the weapons. So
I should.
All my socials are green.
Once I get myself a little bit healthier, I'll be able to take care of that, or hopefully be able to take care of that. Let's put it that way.
Take care of what?
I just need to give myself a dermal seal and a whatever the other thing you call it is for strain, and then I'll be good to go.
Just do your roll, man. I mean, nobody's attacking you.
He's afraid of stressing out after all this music.
It's more the strain that I'm worried about right now.
I know.
But between quick draw and my maneuver, I should be able to give myself a dermal seal and a whatchamacallit on my turn. And then let's see, what's it called? A Z tab. That's right.
Any hard points on a shutter blade?
I'll just do a quick Z tab and
2 hard
a
points.
dermal
Yeah.
seal on my turn. And then
So is Harag doing anything besides just looting?
I'm doing what Hrog does best. Loot.
Okay, so
Whoops,
top of the order.
that
Who's
was
going
accidental.
first
I
and
didn't really
using
mean
that
to do
story
that.
point?
No, give it back. I didn't mean to use it.
He's using all the strain and all the story points. My goodness.
Yeah, well, between the quick draw and my maneuver, I'll be applying.
That looks like a lot of green.
I'll be
there.
applying the dermal seal
Because Jim
and
has
dermal
2
seal
greens in
and the
this thing.
Z tab to pull my strain and everything back down into reasonable ranges. And
So as your friends are kitting themselves out with the new gear, you're stopping to do emergency field triage medical on yourself?
yeah, pretty much, yeah.
As there is more banging on the door. It's not as loud as it used
You really want to go away? I just shoot through the door.
And then as the banging stops, immediately you guys see all 8 screens in here hit the security red alert screen. All 8 screens blip to the same red alert screen. It's that classic Star Trek screen where the arrows are pointing towards, security alert on the bridge. All security forces report to the bridge immediately.
Oh, line them
Prepare
up.
to repel
There we go.
buff borders. As they opted to not pick the lock since the room just got real quiet, and decided to get backup instead since their friends ran away. They decided, you know what, we're not going to open this door and get murdered. We're going to call for backup.
All right.
And what are you 2 other jokers doing while he's first aiding himself?
So, what's your social skills?
Mine are garbage. I got 4
I
greens
have-
in deception.
I have 2 yellows, a green, plus success and -2 threats in coercion, which was pretty much what I was going to use to
Okay.
demand their surrender.
Sounds like you are probably the best outfitted.
Yeah.
I just, I'll just need my next turn to roll around and.
And where's this ship going?
Well, we're waiting for the quote unquote reinforcements that are really going to probably be the traitors, I think, if we calculated that correctly.
No, my question was, where is the ship going? Where are we heading?
It just dropped out of into space to attack this ship that they thought was a helpless merchant vessel.
Yeah.
So it is basically waiting for the pirates to come back with the loot and pillage and to say, okay, we can go now. I mean, if you'd like to check their computer to see if they charted a course already, that's totally a thing, if that's your question.
What? So we're on a pirate ship, not.
Yep, you are on a pirate
cargo ship. Okay. Nice.
Your ship is docked at the cargo level to theirs. And you, of course, easily repelled the reinforcements that they sent, including a very large kitty cat guy with a spear that your team warned you about. So when the poor bastard got on your ship, you just put an arrow right through his head.
Nice.
He came to challenge you to honorable melee, and you went zip.
Yeah, we don't do melee. Sorry.
You have hollow bones; they break too easy.
And just sitting there, waiting for him with the arrow at guarding the door, waiting for him to do his talkie talk.
Okay, you got the door covered. What's Harag doing?
I'll post up on the other side.
Okay, you guys totally are flanking the door, ready to just gun down some poor sons of bitches.
Pretty much.
Hey, we don't know that they're all men.
Poor sons and daughters of galactic bitches.
That's more like it.
So the top of the order comes around.
All right.
I'm an equal opportunity murder hobo. Thank you very much.
Now, Chakar, if you'd be willing to assist me, we could both pop up on the vid screens and tell them to surrender.
Sure.
Take me to your leader. Oh wait, we are your leaders now.
All right. So basically, I'm going to get on the intercom and pull up get a on whatever vid screens I can see us. Like, I'll deck myself out completely in my authoritative whatever you want to call it.
Puffs up his chest.
And was that a story point I see flipped?
It was.
Okay.
And so basically, I'm going to tell them that, we have taken the bridge, we have taken the ship, we have plenty of reinforcements coming. You have basically two options. Either you're going to go down with the ship or you're going to leave the ship via the escape pods. Make your choice now.
Okay, so I'm going to ask for 2 rolls. So, first one's going to be for the rank and file pirates, a cowardly lot.
Mm-hmm.
And you're doing video, right?
Video and
So
video
see
and audio.
The carnage of the bodies in the background on the consoles.
That's right. And
all classic Star Trek style.
Well, like
and
what
exactly
he said.
who and exactly who's talking to him.
Okay, so give me your first roll for the rank and file.
Okay, so I'll get an upgrade for that, but I'll also get an upgrade for Trakar helping me.
Okay, I got a blue and 2 upgrades against their discipline.
Yeah, what he said.
Okay, 2 successes. That's good. Go ahead and take a point of strain as you kind of flub through the words, at first, and then you get your confidence when you look at each other, and you totally do the Bill and Ted thing,
All right.
Excellent, dude.
Right on.
Right on, dude. And for a bit more of the hardcore crew, give me another roll.
All right.
These are the cutthroats that are
Wait, so this time it's only one.
That's how you know.
So this time it's
the
only the
generation
one
difference between
upgrade.
us.
Yep.
Hold on a sec. Something didn't go right there. I see 2 threats there. I'm supposed to subtract 2 threats. Did it only take 1 away? That's weird. On the last roll.
What do you have that
There were
removes
2
threats?
The 2 threats is the regalia. Whatever you call it, the uniform stuff.
Is that in your skill thingy to take out?
It is. It should have. It says -2T. But for some reason only took... Didn't take any away.
Proper T, not the... for threat.
It says 2T. I thought T was threat. What's threat?
It is.
Yeah,
and
lowercase t.
Yeah, I should have taken them both away. Because I shouldn't have had any threat there. I don't know why I didn't take it off.
Well, one of them was just a powerful threat.
I guess.
So 2 success and an advantage.
Theoretically, yeah.
So I don't see that on your skill. Am I looking at the right player skills?
You're looking down at coercion.
I'm not looking on the right character sheet. That would be why.
Well, that would make a difference.
That would do it.
As no threat comes up on the roll. Don't you love that crap?
Oh, of course not. It's with negotiations a little different though, but it's really coercion and leadership that get the good ones.
Yeah, you
But yeah.
you have it right.
Yeah.
Weird. Okay, so no
Well,
threat to
so I
worry
should
about.
have just had advantage on it.
So go ahead and give me your second roll.
Well, since I had an advantage, I'll pass a blue.
Well, this is both of those happen at the exact same time. So
Oh,
so
they'll
you can-
simultaneously?
yeah.
Okay.
Basically, you're
So
doing
the
one
other
roll,
one-
but it's against two different difficulties. So I didn't want you to end up getting, stymied by the other roll. Rolling
I
just
see,
the bad
okay.
guys. Because you're going against
So-
the hardliners and the rank and file pirates.
Okay, so I guess I had an upgrade, 2 upgrades for the first, and now there should just be 1 upgrade for
Yep.
the second one.
Giving you blue plus your upgrade, plus the more disciplined pirates who totally use the story point.
Still got them.
Okay. So, all kinds of lights and things are going off on the consoles right afterwards, because it's their turn right afterwards, and all kinds of shit is happening on the consoles, but none of you all have bothered to sit at a console and log into it to start using it. And immediately all 5 of the active consoles, their little screensaver pops up and the screen locks because the previous user hasn't touched the keyboard in a while. So if you do want to use those consoles, you have to get in there and do some computer food. So some stuff happens.
All you had to do was move the mouse.
The banging and noise outside the door gets dead silent as your 2 compatriots, as I should say, just one of your compatriots has his bow drawn at the door, while the other one is standing dashing at the camera with you. What are you guys doing?
Glance out the window, see if any escape pods are being jettisoned currently.
Well, I'm assuming it would show on his control panel, right? So, for him to talk, you got to keep his control panel up.
Well, he just hit the ship-wide intercom button.
Right, on the control panel, right? So. Alright. Anything? Yeah,
Does someone
I'll wait.
else
I can't open the door and I can't shoot anything.
want to look out the window or something? Shukari, you totally have a window out there if you want to look out.
Sure.
Sadly, these guys are both looking at each other in front of the vid cam, doing their video of "Leave right now," as he's totally looking like Captain America in a PSA.
Actually, it was Trakar that was helping me, it was Harag that was
so
there.
Harag.
Yeah.
Do you want to
I'll
look out the window? Okay, you totally look out the window and start to see some exploding bolts going off, the precursor for escape pods jettisoning off a ship. On just one side, when you look out the window, you totally see 3 or 4 escape pods round, the bolts explode off, which will shortly be jettisoning the escape pods any second now.
Okay. Looks like they're going then.
Sweet.
As you totally look around at the carnage you've wrought and think, so who are we going to question?
The one outside the door.
They're gone.
Yeah, well, bigger question is who's going to open the door and get us out of here?
Yeesh.
Oh, well, I can try. I have a 3 of intellect, so I have probably a better shot at it.
Is there a card reader somewhere on the control panel or on the door?
There's a
Can we
couple
just-
card readers on a few different locations in the bridge here, including there is one at the door.
Okay.
Hey.
I'll swipe at one at the inside somewhere, and depending on what kind of equipment it might be.
We talking on one of the panels on the consoles for the desks, or are we
Sure.
talking about for the door?
Not one of the consoles.
Okay, you swipe that card on the console, and immediately the screen unlocks and opens up, and you see the operating system of the monitor turn on. Good afternoon, Captain.
Is this the ship docking?
It's you're pretty sure it's the ship's AI.
Okay. All right. How many personnel are left on ship?
You ask it that query, and it gives you the 1 moment. As you realize that this is a Federation of Soul ship with a Federation of Soul slow AI on the ship. So it slowly
But
has
it's happy
that.
though.
It's happy, but it has that little wheel spinning on the screen there as it's showing current ship complement, and you see the number is descending. It was originally looked like around 200, and the number has had a bunch of recent drops in large chunks of groups of like 4 to 6 at a time, until currently the number is going down as you're watching it, and it just hit like 76, and it's currently dropping.
Just maybe try locking one small group into an escape pod and not letting them go, perhaps. Just the one. And also, I
talk to somebody. Why?
Well, I thought that that's what you wanted to do.
I don't know.
But
I
Sure
mean,
exactly
the mission is to catch whoever these pirates are working with or for, and to stop the acts of piracy.
And Harag already, but again, did Harag already figured out which group is the traitors group?
He's pretty sure, yeah, with his little
Okay,
trick.
so if that's the case, then we don't have to keep anybody on board. We can just, wait till the bad guys show up and then, I don't know, send the ship into them.
Spoken like a pirate who wants to let the pirates get away.
Well, they're not going to get far in the dead of space in escape pods.
All right. All right. So the number's going down. Do you want one or no?
I think you keep one or two just in case, but probably not necessary.
Okay. Computer, what was the destination of the ship?
So the AI says, "Greetings, Captain. Destination. Currently in our navigation system, we are set up to go to," and it totally does the dot, and then pops up with the Captain's Cove, and it shows this beautiful Saturn-like planet with ice rings, and there's in the middle of the ice rings an arrow that points to the destination in there, and it shows minefield to the left, auto turrets to the right.
Stuck in the middle again.
Right.
So, how long was it until the traders should arrive?
According to the nice little breakdown on the thing, it was going to be like 2 hours before the traders would arrive.
Oh, we're ahead of schedule.
Yep.
And okay, so 2 hours for them, and based on what we told them, how long for the next groups to show up?
The next group should be showing up in like a minute or two. And is someone going to attempt to stop one of the life pods, by the way? I know you guys mentioned it, but nobody said they're actually pulling the trigger on that.
Nobody said that. Yeah, do
Nah.
it. I mean,
I don't think
Nah.
it's So the opposite. Sorry, the traders' vessel, the ones who are in cahoots with pirates, is 2 hours away, and the nearest one that's not in cahoots is minutes away.
It's minutes away. Yep.
Okay, but they're not in cahoots with pirates.
Yep. So they're technically
According
a
to the trap.
reinforcement, according to the trick that you guys are playing.
Got it. Okay.
As your high-roll friend definitely pings your communicators to say, by the way, the first ship, which we hopefully correctly deduced is not the trader's ship, should be arriving any moment now. And just as you get that ping, you see the population of the ship is dropping in huge numbers. And then one shuttle takes off out of the side, and it goes down to like population 6. And it shows 3 in the engineering area and 3 in the cockpit.
computer, please begin a training scenario self-destruct countdown with no destruction.
Timer for how long?
I heard your Alexa.
It's gonna blow up my house.
Now you've done it.
Now Alexa's gonna set the timer.
Yeah, problem giving that to the name for the living room.
Yep. And how long are you telling it to set the timer?
15 seconds. Or no, I'll give them 20 seconds. And see if the people start to
and
move.
The computer will immediately pop up with a warning saying, just a friendly reminder, Captain. Previously, you have disengaged any protocols for the countdown timer to not operate properly. You get the idea that he's used his countdown before. Probably not as a bluff, though. And immediately you get the little klaxon that says, permission to initiate countdown, and a little button, holographic button pops up for you to hit the button.
Yep, I initiate.
And as soon as you hit it, it goes on all speakers on the ship. Reiterates your order that self-destruct has been initiated. Countdown 15, 14, 13. And at that very moment is a perfect time to say, let's take a quick restroom and drink break to get beverages, because I need beverages.
Oh boy.
I'll be right back.
All right. Good lord, that's a lot of money.
like having to come back and argue with a cat to get your spot back.
It's not an argument you can really win.
Sure.
Yeah, might know to get up.
It's called I scooshed his butt back and we're sharing the seat. Because compromise. Is everybody back?
I think
I'm
so.
here.
There's only 3 of us, to be fair.
That is true. It's hard to lose the whole group. So you guys are in the cockpits. You know that there's 3 in engineering. There's 3 up in the cockpit. You're probably sure you know who the 3 in the cockpit are because, you're in the cockpit.
I hope so.
It's a good bet.
If not, there's a problem. We're in the wrong place.
So what is the plan?
Well, if we have, Chakar just set off an emergency that'll hopefully scare off the 3 in engineering.
If not, we probably ought to head that way while the alarm's going, but
15 seconds is not a lot of time.
no. Well, I'll go open the door and start heading out towards engineering. The swipe card swipes the door.
As soon as you go up and swipe the door, immediately door, and you hear this, da-dun! Obviously, the captain's a little flamboyant there.
Apparently.
Was.
And you see, a couple, looks like a magazine of ammo was dropped by somebody running up the stairwell. You hear the computer saying, 12, 11, 10, and I'm assuming all of you guys are going up the stairwell?
Yeah. Well, I let them come through and then I lock the door behind.
Okay, you swipe and hit the lock button, it goes meh into the lock position.
Mm-hmm. And then follow up, bow ready.
And as you're heading up the stairwell, the timer's going pretty fast. 15 seconds don't last long.
Yeah, well, we're just hoping they quit whatever they're doing and are trying to shuttle pod out. If not, then, well, we'll go deal with them.
Okay, so as it counts down the timer, the computer's giving you the updates and says, 5-second warning. Please evacuate or you will not be guaranteed to escape the blast zone. Captain, this is your last warning. 4, 3, 2, 1. And of course, there's all the speakers do that THX stereo surround sound, rumble sound that vibrates. And then simulated ship destruction has taken place. Current casualties on the ship would be 4 sentients, 2 mechanical familiars, and 15 possible non-living sentients. She's got to count the corpses after all. The ones that are still warm enough to show us corpses.
So 4, which means there's 1 other person on board right now.
And 2 sentients, or non-sentients. You said, right?
Mm-hmm. But those could totally be someone's familiars operating.
Right.
Twilight Imperium's version of a droid.
True. Well, I know I have one, so. All right.
So I guess we just booked the engineer because that's where we last knew somebody was there.
Yep.
Okay, you get
I'm
to
assuming
engineering.
straight down.
Yep, it's pretty much
Okay.
straight down the ship. You get to
Yep.
engineering. The first thing you're greeted off with is the familiar warning paint sign you guys saw when you kind of like glanced back there. That when it gets to right here, there's a little sign written on the wall in very, very, very rough-handed comments saying "fuck off, you don't belong here." As
Nice.
you open the door, because conveniently the captain's swipe card will open everything.
I'm guessing.
You get down to this section, you realize there's bunks here and looks like some kind of detention cells, probably prisoner cells. You can see that they all four stink to high heaven and have like humanoid filth in there, but all the gates are opened and it looks like people were dragged out. Pirates probably had hostages. There's another sign hastily drawn on the doors here that says, "Seriously, fuck off, you don't belong in this part of the ship." As soon as you get to here, you realize the two shuttles that were in the basically like escape pod type dealios, gone. And you come to a little kiosk here where it looks like engineering would be working. It's got a bunch of tools kind of like lazily thrown around, a couple kits. You can see that they've been like, they buy a toolkit, use the tools. Can't find the socket that they're looking for. It's probably a 10 millimeter. And they bought a whole new toolkit right next to the old toolkit.
Nice.
And
Do what you gotta
then
do.
this door, which you are pretty sure is the final door to engineering, says, "Seriously, you fucks,
Fuck off.
fuck off, engineering, home of slog." And it does have two little tiny slit windows to look in if you'd like to look in before opening the door.
Somebody who's good at looking.
Easier to get a close or a full view with the door open.
Okay, so you go up and swipe,
Sure.
swipe.
Yep. Yep.
Okay, so as you swipe and the double doors open, you start to, look down the doors when they open and you totally see somebody like tied up to an important piece of engine machinery that you can't quite picture what it is yet. And the person has a gag in their mouth. It looks like somebody took some old radiator hoses and, tied it around their head to gag them. And they're looking at you with panic in their eyes. And as you look from the camera's point of view over your shoulder, the camera kind of back focuses from her to towards you, and you see a little wire as the two doors are sliding open. And all of a sudden, the little wire swings free. And there's a how close are you guys to your friend there when he's swiping all these doors in a hurry?
I mean, we're right behind him.
Okay. Thankfully, I didn't get enough for a nice area effect. I was totally hoping for the advantages for a blast. But a grenade goes off in your face, basically, for 9 points of wounds. As she's obviously giving some kind of mention of gesture, this Letnev woman that's gorgeous looking from what you can see with her dirty radiator hose in her mouth, and the ripped, very fine dress she's wearing, as she's tied to some big machinery, basically trying to tell you, which you totally think she's saying booby trap as it explodes in your face.
Yeah.
And
It's a scratch.
Seconds after the rocketing explosion, you guys realize that, yes, some douche who wrote all those words on those doors booby trapped the door on their way out. So what do you guys do when you stare across the expanse? Here's where the doors that just blew up were. She's tied up to the machinery here. It's the dirtiest engineering room you've ever seen. There's leaking pipes. There's like shop vac sump pumps sucking up from tubs that have been put on the floor to collect fluid that's dripping of some sort. And she's tied to some really important looking, because of the throbbing and the lights and the moving kinetics, important part of the ship's engine. What do you guys do? Are you just going to walk on in sight unseen, or are you going to take a moment?
I'm sure somebody's got like skullduggery or something to look for perception or whatever to check for additional traps. So
Krog is really good at that.
because I only have 2 yellow and a blue for perception.
I've got good
Well.
vigilance. Good vigilance, but not good perception.
I happen to have very good perception.
Yeah, I thought so.
That's why I volunteered you.
Just let me know, Jim.
Okay, let me set
I
that
figured that might be
difficulty up.
your gig.
And you don't have a problem from being in darkish areas, right?
No, throw all the black dice you want at me. I'll just cancel them.
Okay, so one of the black dice is actually because of the filth and mess of this place, not from darkness, by the way.
Okay, that's
So
fine.
if that matters.
If it was more from that, then it would matter. But as it is, it doesn't currently matter because I have a -1 black to all perception, and then -2 to darkness.
Perfect. Okay, I just wanted to make sure.
Yeah.
So I've got the difficulty set for you as you take a moment and you squint your eyes and they adjust to the dinginess of this room and the funky shadows from the funky light.
The feng shui shadows, you see. Wow, those are some really inactive positive dice. Some really active
Those
negative
yellows
dice.
really didn't do much for you, did they? So
I'm just glad I have an automatic success at it.
Yeah, good thing.
You totally notice that she's tied up in such a way that there seems to be some kind of device you're assuming explosive. You're totally assuming it's explosive. It looks kind of explosive-y. Connected to her, if you were to just like cut and pull her out, it would probably blow up. So you notice that right off the bat. You notice that this place is a death trap, just being a horrible engineering room as it is. Regardless of anything else, there's lots of pipes and hangs and things and steam vents that are shooting out. So very
Everybody got your
dangerous
tetanus
place.
shot?
And you clearly notice what seemed to be concealed, but not really, as all of a sudden, like a box vibrates. And you notice that there's 2 familiars currently active, but they're pretending to be part of the room's just equipment. There's one on this side, and there's one on this side, and they're both connected to equipment right now. And you notice one just like shakes in fear and rattles the console it's connected to currently. They both look of the Winu design, if that means anything to you.
Generally speaking, with familiars, do they obey anybody's commands, their owner only, or how does that work exactly?
Usually with a familiar, it's just the person they belong to.
Okay.
Yeah, they're tuned more or less.
Yeah, think of it like simple droids from Star Wars. Because they can be programmed to do simple things like be like a nurse or a surgical assistant to do basic surgery, as well as the usual they give you a blue to whatever you're doing. But they can also do more complicated stuff if they're programmed for it.
Okay.
Most of your guys' familiars are just general use for whatever skill that they're specialized in.
Yeah, they have. Yeah, you get something based on however you had it programmed and stuff.
Yeah, like most you're used to in the Twilight Imperium, seeing like physicians would have surgical assistants, familiars that have surgical tools on them, so they can assist with the cutting, being told exactly what to do. So they're the tool, but you're directing the tool. And these 2 seem to be doing something, but they're trying to seem to be very motionless and not doing something, while you clearly saw that they're doing something shady.
Yeah, I was gonna say they look nefarious. I will shoot one.
Wow.
It's just a machine.
I'm gonna light him up with my light beacon.
Okay, so I will give you 1 strain for that threat then, and you're gonna totally give him a blue for the lighting up the target,
Mm-hmm.
and he's gonna get 3 black. 1 for the dingy light, 1 for the dingy room, and 1 because it's in a very, it's taking cover behind the console it's on.
And you said there were 2 of them.
There's 2 of them. There's
Right,
one
I'm
on each
shooting
side
one.
of the room.
I'll use my beam pistol and hit the other one.
Okay.
All right, ready?
Yep, go for your shot, Drakkar.
Wow.
Holy crap! As you fire and just as you do, some like machinery is moving a piston, and the piston like totally goes whip, and you now see a clean hole through the piston that seems to be making some cranky noise. But you have 3 advantage. Anything you'd like for those 3 advantage?
I will. What's the range? Short.
It's short range, yeah.
All right. I will use. I think I can do it. Yes, the character and so I will use containment. The character and each ally within short range may spend advantage on their failed combat checks to inflict 1 strain on the target per rank of containment. Only 1, but that's all right. 1 point. It's a miss. Each character can only activate the effect once per round, so I will spend 1 to cause it a strain.
And with your near miss, you do that and you totally give it you hear camera pans in on your eagle eye staring at him, and he looks back at your eagle eye and you just hear the caw silver hawks crow of their bird, and the thing starts sparking and explodes. I mean, it's just
Nice.
a familiar, a poorly maintained one at that.
Yeah, and I will give a blue to what's his nuts there going for his shot.
Rove.
Yeah, that guy.
I was gonna. You said it's short range, right?
Yep.
So I'll aim and I'll do an aim and fire at it.
Okay, so 2 blue. Do you have anything that mitigates darkness for you?
I'm Letnev.
I know. So what does that mean? Do I take out the 1 for the darkness?
Well, yeah, because I also have nocturnal upbringing, so which
I
also
attack the
means
darkness.
I remove a black. So yeah, no blacks.
Well, there's going to be 1 black for the dinginess, the nastiness of the engineering room.
Well, then
And-
that would remain, but the darkness, no.
Okay, so just 2 black. 1 because he's behind cover, 1 because of the engineering room, but not a 3rd one for the darkness. Gotcha.
Correct.
But
I
attack
did
the
1
darkness.
aim. Yeah, so I had 1 aim and 1 for Trakkar's advantages.
Yep, I got him in there for you.
You said it was short range, though.
It
There
was,
should only
but
be
he's
1
got
per.
some. He's using some cover. There.
Oh. Okay. Well, right.
Still
Well,
got
regardless,
3
it's
for
still
7.
7
Okay,
with the
you
beam pistol.
fire your beam pistol. It goes out and just severs the poor familiar behind the little cover it's hiding behind and the cover, and it explodes. So whatever they were planning on doing seems to have neutralized as you take 2 more strains.
You like
Good
strain?
thing I recovered so many. Well, good thing I recovered so many previously.
There seemed to be a ball of strain today. What's up
Mhm.
there?
Well, they go up
so
and
hard
down
he's
a
got
lot.
beads of sweat in his stealth suit.
It went way up, and now it went way down. Now it's going way back up again. All right, so those 2 are taken care of. Now we just gotta dismantle whatever device this young lady is attached to.
Yep, that ain't me.
Anybody good at that?
And quick question, who's got the best mechanics?
I've got
Mechanics.
3 green.
Two
I
green.
think I'm in the same boat as that.
One of
Yep,
you guys
huh?
give me a quick mechanics roll just for noticing something.
Nice.
Okay, so Harag, being the salvager that you are, you notice some bad engineer set
Scavenger.
this ship to possibly have some kind of critical failure in the next like 20 minutes.
Oh
It
boy.
doesn't seem to be difficult to fix. It's just that somebody basically pulled like all the emergency releases on the way out the door. Totally is a fuck you. You can sense that this is a fuck you move. So, who's gonna do what? You see her tied up. She's like motioning to you guys to come here, but shaking her head no, and then shaking her head in a weird shruggy gesture that you don't quite make out. I mean,
Close the door, walk away.
maybe if our Letnev was raised on the Letnev homeworld, he'd recognize the gestures, but he's just a no good pirate.
Well, actually, could I potentially make a society roll to see if I understand the gestures?
It would be hard, but yeah, you could totally try.
Oh yeah, I'd like to try to understand what she's trying to say.
Get me the hell out of here, but don't blow up the bomb behind me. That's what she's saying.
Yeah, maybe. We'll see.
Okay, something else you could know too.
All right. Boop. All right.
Another point of strain. I love how much strain you're rolling. So you're definitely getting the gesture that she's giving you, the "get me the fuck out of here" look, followed by she's gesturing to where the two familiars were stashed because they were going to do a thing on the floor with the thing, but they're not going to do that thing now that you destroyed them. And she's pointing towards the red indicator that Harag's like, fuck this engine up, as she's pointing towards that. And when you look, you notice she turns her head and points, and her jewelry that she's wearing, one earring, looks like all of her other jewelry is stolen, but the one earring there totally designates that she is a high-ranking noble. And when you kind of see this beautiful little earring, it's one of those like earring pieces that hugs the ear, so it gives you that whole ear wrap look. And when you look at her outfit and you look past the filth of the outfit and the rips in it, you think you notice Letnev royal designations actually embroidered into the evening gown that she's wearing. Of course, that evening gown is like 2 months on her body and filthy from being dragged around and things.
Sweet. Reward
That's
money.
okay.
We're rich.
All right. So the familiars, whatever they were doing, is taken care of.
Neutralized.
She's got a device, and then they broke something on the way out.
It looks like
on the ship.
Rod totally tells you that we're fine, but I wouldn't want to be out here under like half hour or so when the ship blows up for reals.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Make them fix it.
So, if somebody want to try to help me undo this device on her?
I mean, we can try.
I mean, do you guys say anything to her?
Well, she's got. Did she have a? You said she had a thing, a gag.
A gag.
Is that right? Well, is that rigged to the device?
That is not rigged to her device, so you could ungag her and talk to her.
Well, then in that case, yes, I will do that.
Immediately, she gives out this string of Letnev curses, very, very detailed ones about your ancestors and where things are put in place. And then she looks at you and your stealth suit and says, "I don't know who you are, but it is your duty to untie me, and I will make sure that you are rewarded. But that is a quad quantum 4 device, sloppily rigged by these brigands. You must make sure to disconnect the wires in the proper sequence. If it was a Letnev rigged device, it would be the red, purple, white, and lavender cables. But these beasts have no discipline or sense of belief, so I don't know what colors they are rigged in." And she totally, purses her lips and waits for you guys to respond. She totally gives you the look of your staff and undo me now.
Thinking about it. Thinking about it.
Don't look at
Oh,
me.
Louis.
I'm colorblind.
All right, somebody want to give me a hand with this? I'll see
mean,
what I
like-
can do.
Talking mechanic? Are we talking skullduggery or what?
Dismantle this explosive. It is definitely mechanics.
Yeah, not much I can do.
And she
Just
totally
somebody
looks
give
down
me-
at you and says, "You know what you're doing, right?"
Somebody give me a hand with this thing.
I'm watching the hallway for any trespassers.
Are you
Are
taking some
paws for
distance
me?
from the explosive
I guess
device?
I'll help you.
Somebody's got to cover our back.
All right. Well, yeah.
And she's like,
I
"Get
might
back
as
here,
well.
you featherbrain! Unbind me!"
In case somebody came back or decided not to leave.
Yeah. Well.
So Harag's giving you a blue.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
What little good that'll do.
And I got an upgrade, so.
Yep, I got the
put you out of
upgrade
your
and the
misery
blue in
and-
there.
If you're dying.
All right. Well, let's. Oh boy.
And she totally looks down at you as you're paused and tense, and she says, "Just know, if you fuck this up, you'll start an intergalactic war when my father finds out I've been blown to smithereens. No stress, mind you."
If it helps, they won't be able to identify her
Oh,
corpse.
it's a wash.
I resourceful it, and I inflict major damage upon the damn thing.
Oh, nice.
So, first,
Just in the nick of time.
I don't actually have to do a roll for that. I just wanted to hit the thing to see if the submarine would pop up. But
okay. So, first, for the failure or the lack of success in the 2 threats, our favorite Letniv on the team is going to take 2 more strain as you are stressing and she's haggling is not helping. And when you start to clip the wires, immediately a little timer pops up and starts counting down from 15 seconds.
I immediately shoot the entire cluster of wiring.
As Harag spends that point to do what is your thing?
I can once per session I can spend a story point to have my character either repair or inflict major damage on one item I am engaged with as an incidental.
So immediately he comes up and fucking fuck nuts the explosives. The timer like explodes. You hear this wow as you see the explosives and the detonators now completely separated from each other. As there's like a poof poof as 2 loose wires smoke in what would have been an explosive. As she looks at Harag and just blinks at him. And she
You all
just
good back there? Getting this
Look-
handled?
That's fine.
looks at you
And
and
with
says,
that, I'll
"That's
cut her loose.
one way you can choose to disarm a weapon. It's not what I would choose, but that's one way." Well
Listen, 15
done,
seconds isn't a lot of
Tsar.
time.
I mean, I
I'll
could have
cut her
shot it.
loose.
but-
I was hovering my mouse over the 3-point button for when he inevitably failed that fucking roll.
Yep, it was inevitable, but what else can you do?
As the poor guy's sitting there all tense and ready with his tools, cutting very carefully, as you know, blam! Your friend just slags it and says, "This is how you take care of it."
I knew I was asking the right person for help, so yeah, I'll cut her free and
I helped.
like help her up and
And
Yeah, I
she
knew.
kind of like looks at you after you were trying to do the bomb defusal thing and it failed, and he totally slagged it, and she's like, She totally starts, rubbing her arms where they used electrical wire to tie her to the engine. As she goes, "So, did my father send you?"
No, we have no clue who you are.
I'll how are her wounds and stuff like that?
She seems to have just superficial wounds. There seems to be nothing like wound wrong with her. She has a bit of strain, but it's not too bad.
Okay.
And it's not just her Letnev ability to I'm fine.
And you're not like man kowtowing to your like
She has
loyalty
resting
there?
Letnev
Wow.
face. As she just says, you know,
You're
so
like a subject to her.
who am I addressing? I am Chantrelle Zanal of the forward 4th House Barony of the Barony of Letnev.
We're a
You
barrel
may-
of monkeys.
You may bow.
Chantrell,
You're
Chantrell,
he's
if you'd be
undressing
so
somebody
kind.
back there?
As she,
Chantrell, if you'd be so kind, let's. Are you well enough to walk?
and she looks at you and looks down at her feet, and you see she's missing one of her shoes, and she totally, with grace and dignity, reaches down and takes her other shoe off and throws it over the engine area and says, "Unless you're offering to carry me, I think I can walk."
Okay, then walk and talk, Your Highness. So, very belatedly. So I'll just kind of give her a quick rundown. We're expecting guests here. What do you know of the captors who took you?
They are filthy pirates. Their captain is a Sahar
Gross.
who thinks he's swarthy. Something about he would love for me to run my pale blue hands through his deep, deep locks of chest hair.
Yuck.
Something. And then I told him
No,
where
I get it.
I would have my father plant the mushrooms to grow in his cave, and he saw fit to banish me to this dungeon of an engineering room.
And how did they come across you? How did they take you in the first place?
Unfortunately, they waylaid my uncle's ship and took all of my uncle's guards and flushed them into space for their incompetence.
Was your uncle there too, or
Of course
were
not.
you just on his ship?
He would never leave the home world.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
He'll go get her, is he?
Is someone going to deal with that? And she points over at a dial that's like starting to creep from the yellow to the
I
red.
thought she was gonna point at me.
Yeah.
She ain't that
Wow.
bad. She just hasn't called you a lesser race yet.
Yet.
That's that dial that's saying we should get off the ship,
And
basically.
she hasn't seen the face of her benevolent rescuer yet, so she doesn't know he's from a decent species.
Oh, well, yeah, of course.
Well, you're
Let
wearing
her,
your
let her
stealth
see.
suit. You never said you pulled your helmet off.
Oh, well, okay, yes. So, like, I definitely, I pulled my helmet off and, addressed her properly, without being all stealthed up.
As you pull the helmet off, and she kind of looks down at you and says, "So you do have manners. Excellent. Lead me to where we're going if we're not fixing that." And she kind of dismissively points at the dials.
Can I just take a real quick look at it and see it, like, how catastrophic is it? Like, is it would it be really difficult to fix, or is it just, or could we call up Rublars and have him, like, do a quick patch, or I don't know what?
Give me a quick mechanics look. I mean, you could always ask Harag. I mean, he had details on it. He was kind of quiet on sharing a lot of the details. He's like, "Hey, if the ship blows up, that's salvage for my people when they show up."
It's true.
Mm-hmm. So
But
yeah,
frankly, we should probably get the fuck off this ship.
we can do that.
If you want to give me a mechanics check, I can answer that question you had.
Yeah, I'll just take a kind of a quick peek at it.
As you totally like stop in your tracks and look back at the machine and start looking at all the dials to see what they're saying. And
No
it's
idea.
all a bunch of dials saying warning, caution, now danger is where the dials are all creeping. And you see a cascading increase in the danger sense. In fact,
Okay,
it
well-
looks like to you it could blow up any minute.
Well, then I will strongly recommend we get to our ship.
As she just looks
And-
at you and leads the way.
I'll just kind of I'll grab her hand and kind of pull her along at a brisk pace toward docking bay.
You grab her hand. Do you have any melee defense?
Yeah, 3.
Do you have your swords out at the moment? Doesn't sound like
No,
you
so I
do.
guess it would be 2.
Okay. As you grab her hand, you totally grab Her Highness's hand to come and, get her moving, which is totally a natural thing to do. She immediately
Sure.
comes out with a warning slash of a little stiletto dagger you didn't even know she had on her. But immediately it comes out of her left hand. As you reach for her hand, she just slashes your hand away. Very
Rude.
Letnev precision ruthlessness. You gotta appreciate it.
Touching royalty. What the hell's wrong with you?
And it's
Lots
gonna
of
be,
things.
It's gonna be 5 before soak.
Dang.
And she's like, "Do not touch my personage."
Fine then. Follow
Perhaps
along
you
if you
don't
will.
have manners. And you see her, she takes that hand that just cut you and she does something to fix her hair up. And you notice whatever was in her hand is now gone.
All right, well then I will.
Are we entirely sure that she was a prisoner of the pirates and not the other way around?
I'm beginning to wonder.
I mean,
So,
nobody's done a check of any kind to check for her nefariousness if she's faking.
Yeah, she's got about the attitude for it, so I'm not too.
yeah, and I'm not touching her again. So,
They're like,
You're-
yeah, the ship's gonna blow up. I'm heading to our ship. So
yeah. So
Yep.
after she
Okay.
slashes my hand, I'll just turn and start double timing it to our ship and not even look back at that point.
Wow, Loverboy's got her feels. And she easily is keeping up with you. She has a nice, almost military cadence to her jog. Like she's used to jogging from one place to another, academy style. You've heard stories of the Letnev. They do have mandatory military service after all.
Mm-hmm.
if she doesn't keep up, she gets left behind.
So you guys are just beelining it straight back to your ship?
Well, I'm
Yep.
watching for any threat, but as we go. But
Okay, go ahead and give me, as you're moving quickly, right?
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Give me a perception check as our eagle-eyed scout is in the lead. Excuse me, looking for threats on the way out.
Ooh.
Okay, there are 0 threats on the way out. You do take 1 point of strain from your little bird head whipping back and forth, but there is a triumph.
Bird brain rattling around in your head.
I don't know. We get there extra quick.
Okay.
It's perception. You could find some information that we could salvage.
I'm worried about threat and getting off the ship.
You
quickly.
basically find a really nice shortcut to get you guys there even faster. And, as you guys totally get back on the ship, you see the dead spearmen on the floor that you killed earlier. You were a total badass. Don't you wish you were gaming that day?
If I was in Vegas, no.
All right. So,
As your Hyro buddy's sitting there ready and waiting to take the ship off, does somebody want to disengage the airlock?
Oh yeah, once we're on board.
Okay, your ship slowly separates from the big ship. You guys sitting there, and immediately, bam! 3 little attack ships, not like, slightly smaller than an attack cruiser, but bigger than a patrol ship. Totally pop up. They are, from your little trick, the not spies, or if they are spies, they're incompetent at their job.
So once we're on board, I'll ditch the stealth suit and put back on like my whatchamacallit. What do you call it?
Diplomatic
Nobilities?
regalia?
Diplomatic clothes and hop on the comms.
And she totally watches you peel out of your clothes, and you probably have the other clothes hanging over a chair.
Yeah, I was gonna say he's just like in the middle of the control room, going, changing, moving over to the comms room table.
She totally watches you change and checks out your bluish ass, and slight purple blush comes to her cheeks. She still doesn't look away. And she goes, "Perhaps he's not an animal."
Yeah.
And immediately you open the channel up, and the Sahar guys are there, and they're like, "Keleres, agents, we are here to back you up from the pirates. Are you needing us to fire on that ship?"
No, actually, it's pretty all right.
You might move away.
Yeah, to get to a safe distance. The ship pretty much will take care of itself. There's plenty of escape pods floating around where you can round up any of the survivors. And based on our timetable, I'll tell them when we can expect the trader to show up.
Ooh. So immediately they take that, aha, life pods. Let's get the life pods, boys. And the 3 ships all split off in different directions to start shooting and collecting the life pods. 2 of the shuttles they do report got away because the shuttles had, faster than light travel capabilities. But they rounded up quite a few of the life pods, and still got back into formation with you guys, before the big ship explodes. And they totally ask, the bigger of the 3 patrol ships, of what is the condition of that craft? Should we board it?
No.
Yeah, no.
No, that one's going to explode any minute now.
As they all kind of look at each other, and they totally address the Sahara on your ship. They give you this gruntled grunt noise that only a Sahara to a Sahara would know that is that so?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, remember from your mechanics check, you could easily have stopped the overload if you want.
Yeah, but that was how many minutes ago?
That was like a good 15 minutes ago.
Yeah, I'm not gonna put them on a 5-minute timeline to get in there, identify the problem, and fix it.
It was unrepairable. It was gonna blow up. Just leave it. Go away.
Okay.
Run.
They'll accept that, and they basically just like, according to our engineers, they say we need to get to at least this safe distance. Would you like to escort us?
Of course.
And the 3 ships join you, and you spread out into a nice semicircle as eventually you hear the automated distress signal from the engine core saying, please proceed to blah, 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 minimum safe distance, which you guys are there plus some. And, they're like, are you sure we shouldn't shoot it, or just to let the engines go critical?
Just let it go. We managed to take care of the situation, at least on this end, so it'll take care of itself in just a matter of minutes. Now we just have to wait. I don't know, what's our timeline for the traders to show up?
Like
hour
an
and a half or so.
Yeah.
Hour and a half? Okay.
It's
Now we just have to wait.
And you get this beautiful view of the nuclear core, and the ship goes, and the automated jettison works like intended, where it shoots the core of the engine out, which explodes beautifully, which does lots of damage to the ship and kind of sends it cracked in a couple pieces, drifting off. And immediately you're hearing the captain saying, "If you don't mind, Keleres, may I let a cousin know where the salvage could be located?"
I have no problem with this personally.
I don't even know where we are. How could I possibly report it?
As you know, you get the whole crew and the captain's bridge that are laughing. You know, the Sahar rumple harump 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 harump. As he transmits the coordinates and says, my clanmates will be here within 3 standard hours to salvage the wreckage. I
That is
thank you.
surprisingly fast.
So I also want to ask the young lady, what's the name of it was the Letnebs that were supposed to be the traitors, right?
Yeah.
That was what we determined?
According to the trick, yes.
All right, according to the trick. So I'm going to ask our new our passenger.
Who's
I'm
been
gonna ask
diligently
her,
trying to use your paper napkin dispenser to clean herself up.
She does realize that there's a whole refresher, right?
She does not want to leave the bridge until she knows what the score is.
So I'm going to ask her if she knows. I don't remember the name. I'm going to ask her if she knows who the Letnev who's in charge of the other vessel and the other group.
Ooh. You say that, and her eyes immediately square, and she says, "I do. May I have use of your communications terminal?"
That depends on what you're going to use it for.
"I would like to contact my father," and her words are very clipped, "to let him know I am okay."
She said that without responding to. Wait, so I asked her. All she said was, "I want to contact my father." She didn't give an answer of any kind.
She didn't. If you'd like to give me a vigilance, someone.
Yeah, I think I'll do that. Whoa.
Wow, what happened there? You're sure?
Really?
How bad is she? I mean, that's pretty. Holy cow!
Yeah.
Oh my gosh!
You are sure that she wants to just tell her dad that she's okay?
Can't trust you around a pretty Letnev woman ever.
Everything's cool.
Right?
And she wants to make sure that you will be given ribbons of accommodation for whoever you serve. Keleres, you notice that she caught the other captain calling you out as Keleres agents. As she totally, her eyes kind of do this shift in color that becomes really alluring, and all of a sudden, in good lighting, she looks even nicer.
Great, we're gonna get strung up.
Well,
and for one of those despair, I will say you make the mistake of finally being gentlemanly enough to give her your console, as she immediately whips out in one of her cuffs a little data stick that she sticks in, and it instantly gets a secure communication channel to the barony of Letnev.
Seriously, are we sure that she was a prisoner?
Wow, not now. Like I said,
she has a dagger. She has a communication device.
Yeah, we're gonna get strung up. I think she was a girlfriend of the captain.
I have to say, with two despairs, it's okay with me. I don't know what the rest of y'all think.
and as she, comes to use your console, she totally brushes a soft hand against you. And you don't know how, but somehow she smells like Fomorian mushrooms. Even though she was locked up in that dank engineering area for who knows how long, there's this fragrant mushroom undertone that just works for Letnev sinuses.
Unbelievable.
I'm going to turn to Trakar and just say, I thought we had a strict no women allowed. rule on the ship.
Well, he's not on controls or anything.
Well, hey, if you guys want to do something about it, that's fine. Apparently, I'm a total sucker.
Yeah,
I should have
obviously.
told you that before you made this check.
And she
Yeah,
will
you and your
totally
record with women has not been good.
look at you and say, "I've never heard of," and you don't notice for kind of that despair threat combination there, failure, that the radio channel is live, and she put her finger on the
course.
button, and she basically tells you in the most sultry voice ever that she is unaware of anyone who would want to kidnap her for the last 40 days that would serve under the house of Trucon and the two crescent moons deep in the dark. And if I did, my only suggestion would be to fire on that ship as soon as you see it, lest they be prepared to attack us first, since this Keleres vessel is very underwhelmingly armed and armored, I would say.
No, it's armored quite well.
As she
Yeah,
totally
never
eyeballs
let
your
our ship
weapons
hit.
station. Your ship is just a courier ship. It's not a
Well-
combat ship.
Well, my lady, hold tight 1 sec. I'm gonna go to the med bay, grab some supplies, and I'll come
before
back
you
to
go-
dress your wounds.
Before you
can't touch
attend
her.
my wounds, I will give you permission to tend my wounds. But I first must know who you are and what house you belong to. And she totally has the button still depressed. Are
Okay.
you
Any
Keleres
freaking
agents
weapons.
working by grace of the Letnev barony? And she says that totally in a questioning way.
I just give her my name because that's all I go by.
Because that's all you have, because you don't belong to a house.
Well, I left my house, so yeah. So
When
yeah, I
you're-
just give her
When
my
you're
name.
a
I
prison
rove.
planet person, did you leave your house or did your house leave you?
Well, I guess maybe it's the other way around. So yeah, I just give her my first name because
And she just gives this very polite, you may tend to my wounds when you are ready.
all right. So I'll go to the med bay and grab the med stuff.
And does anyone else on the team specifically speak Letnev, by the way?
Specifically?
Negative.
No.
Okay.
I can probably pick up a couple of words, but I'm not going to pick up a whole conversation.
So immediately she does this quick, I would almost say like Brazilian style, when you hear someone who knows Brazilian fluently and they just go, "Brrr," and you're just like, what? I caught one word maybe. And she just throws this barrage out quickly, then lets go of the transmitter button, and then smashes the little data port device she used to get the instant communication connection. And just smashes it, and it makes this little crystalline tinkle sound as it breaks, like safety
No, that's not
glass.
suspicious at all.
And she goes,
All right.
to the two of you, and you may have picked out words of dishonor, revenge, quickly, and many comments of father.
All right. I got those med supplies now, so here I can.
As she
I
totally
can fix
takes
you up.
the foot that was missing the shoe, has some schmooch damage on it, and she's just like, you may tend my wounded foot and ankle. I twisted it when I was captured.
Wash your feet for her. Great.
As you totally look at her ankle, and there's like no sign of a twisted or busted ankle. But there is some on her pad of foot damage. Like she did lose a shoe during a conflict of some kind and had to walk across some abrasive, stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to grab the crushed data port thing.
And she just smiles and says, "Thank you. You may discard that."
You know, if you were going to destroy it, it'd be nice to destroy it without breaking off the USB stick in the port.
Oh, and she glances super innocently. You totally know it's feigned innocence, but she totally looks at it innocently, like, "Oh, I'm," And she totally puts the classic 50s actress back of her hand to her forehead and says, I was distressed from the ordeal I've been put under.
It's gonna be a pain in the ass to fix. I'm gonna toss it in one of the inconspicuous tool trays nearby. Go grab the stuff to pull the fucking port out.
Can we spacer? No.
I mean, it's not like she's your
Have
mission.
those despairs been used up yet?
Yeah.
Okay, so now we don't have to. All right. So.
Oh, you've done enough with those despairs. You've done enough.
Oh, I
That's
know.
you.
I know.
Christ.
As you lick her feet clean. All right.
As she
Commoner.
basically tells you, you should tell your Sahar servants in those ships to take up positions to open fire when the what did you say the ships were serving under what banner?
I didn't say.
Well, you did. You told her, do you recognize this name, remember?
Oh yeah, I told her to recognize the name, but I
Yeah.
didn't tell her what ships that we knew were traders, though.
You should
Probably did.
You should fire on them as soon as you see them. You should not open communications and give them a chance to attempt to subvert your electronic systems or jam your communications.
I'm pretty sure we can handle it.
Yeah,
We got some
all
smart
right.
people on the crew. Appreciate it.
Well, we have a smart person on the crew.
Wow.
It's usually enough.
I was gonna say, but don't forget, check your weapons on this ship.
No, there is none, but the other three have weapons, so.
But they're not ready for a fight because you guys didn't tell them that there's an ambush coming.
Well, we still got time.
Well, theoretically an ambush. But
As,
we can tell them to be ready for combat, yes.
After you tend her ankle and she thanks you very, very cordially, very, very, very courtly.
Maybe I'll roll a despair on that medicine check.
Nah.
Wow.
Dies on the operating table.
Well, as she kills you for, injuring her.
Yeah.
Nah, she dies on the operating table the way everyone in MASH does.
Okay,
Subdural hematoma.
Give me your medicine check there.
Oh, I was kidding, but okay. Let's see. I've got my thingamajiggy, so it's... Alright, let's see what we can do with that. I do nothing. Absolutely
nothing. As she looks
nothing.
at the way when you ever see that Boy Scout working on their first aid badge and they got the ace bandage and they don't really know what they're doing, but they're trying really hard and they're using 3 ace bandages on one joint. That's what it looks like when she looks down at her feet and she just gives you this like childlike, which you would smile to a child that tried really hard and deserves a participation badge. That's the look she gives you as she pats you on the head and says, may you guide me on your ship to your refresher so I may clean myself. Do you happen to have anything that might fit me?
Let's see, and about what size is she compared to all of us?
She is smaller than all of you, so any of your clothing would fit her in a baggy way, which is
Okay.
not a bad thing.
You're
pretty sure your feathered compatriot is the closest one in her stature.
Absolutely not.
I'll give her a spare set of
mine.
mine. I'll give her a spare set of mine.
Okay, and she will basically take a long hot shower because that's what one does when one
to the other ships.
As you guys do have some privacy while she's taking her long shower.
Do I shoot her in the shower?
Ooh. As we just zip through the door and the curtain and the thud.
So I won't be like right outside it, but I'll be like where I'm down the hall and can kind of keep an eye on whether or not she comes and goes. So I'll kind of position myself between the bridge and where she is, just to keep an eye on everything.
So you're trusting these two to do all the communication. I like it.
At least for the moment.
Yeah, we probably don't want him involved in the conversation anyways, because he's all infatuated with her. So
Yep.
He did the puppy dog eyes, and you guys both rolled your eyes when you saw that. You're just
Yeah.
like, you gave a non-member of our group access to our ship. Put something in there, as Rog pulls the pliers out and pulls the little port head out.
And then I'm gonna hand it off to Rublar's like, whenever you get a chance.
Tell us what she did to our ship. As you guys get the moment, the three ships have you on three-way communication, Star Trek style. Where it's got the three monitors all up. As they're like,
Yeah.
Keleres agents, what should we do? We will follow your lead as always. And they all three do the old Empire salute, which is, you pound your chest and then you open your fist again and, hold it over your heart. We serve the Keleres for unity in the galaxy.
Yeah. Well, we're gonna need your assistance. You got weapons, armed
We
ships.
have weapons galore.
In
We
about
got-
45 minutes to an hour, we're gonna get dropped in on by some very trigger-happy Letnevs.
Possibly.
And of course, the leader of this trio of ships totally gives you an info dump on your tactical computer of what weapons they have loaded out, and you're just like, Jesus fucking Christ. What a hodgepodge collection of shit. But
That's better than what we got.
Jesus
so.
Christ, what a hodgepodge collection of shits. As you're realizing they've got different weapons that shouldn't be mounted on the same ship, all mounted on the same ship, because, well, that's what happens when you get salvage.
Yeah.
You strap on whatever you can.
Well,
What about the third group? Can we contact the third group and have them shortcut here?
So you're yelling this down the hallway, or are you communicating with the group?
I can say.
No, I'm
what's
just
the
asking-
third group, but yeah. So basically, have all weapons ready, but stand by for our signal because we will communicate first. But first sign of a threat, open fire.
Excellent. And he turns around and he addresses the other two ships in his mind. He says, remember, when the Keleres agents give us the signal, we will... And one guy starts to say something, and then the captain kind of makes a face, and he turns around and says, and we'll be firing on the ship be the signal?
We give the signal, you may attack the ship that appears if we give the signal.
What will the signal be?
Hooty hoo.
Hooty! Hoo!
Caw. Caw.
The Birdman will say caca.
Yes. There'll be 3 flashes from the headlights. That way it'll be a silent signal.
I don't think they know what
Silent
headlights are.
signal. Excellent! As he raises his fist
From
and
whatever
against
lights on the ship facing them, so.
as far away in the refresher, she's flicking the lights. Was that 3 lights? I think that was 3 lights.
But
Okay.
yeah, because you didn't want us to talk, we want to talk first.
Okay, so time is ticking by. Everybody's getting nervous. The captain totally is asking who is the captain of your ship so they can send you a chess game that they're starting to play to break up the time.
Yeah,
Ooh, I'll
that's
play some
all right.
chess.
Thank you. Whatever. Trivial children's games.
Yeah, what are you gonna do while we're waiting an hour? Just stand there?
I will meditate and make myself ready. Yes.
Gonna empty your mind? Got a bit of a bird brain, don't you?
Yeah, better than yours.
Ooh, the shit talking. So the clock ticks by. The captains of all the ships call you. Like a few minutes before the deadline's about to hit. Everyone's letting you know that all weapons are locked and ready to go. At the moment of your signal, they will shoot at the first ship that comes out into space.
Good job.
As you know,
Any scanners or anything? Somebody got computers? See if maybe we can identify them earlier than later.
obviously
All really Rublar's thing.
Your engineer friend
Yeah.
is in the back, making sure the engine is at peak abilities in case you need to begin a chase and pursue, or run.
Probably run.
mean, I've got
As-
3 green. I could do a quick scan.
As-
I would do a cool to get my one.
Oh, actually, yeah.
Strength
That
back.
would be a great
Yeah,
thing to
actually,
do.
some downtime would be a good
You could
idea.
totally roll some cool to see which or
If you
discipline
wanna-
to get some
If you want to clear the pool,
strain back. Yep, the pool is clear.
Yeah, that's a good point.
damn it.
You're so tense, you're waiting.
There we go.
Only the guy that's listening to her in the shower hum this tune. He's very relaxed. Very relaxed. Is that where that song came from? From Letnev, not from the collective? And here I thought it was a pirate shanty. So
Anything's a pirate shanty if you sing it in the right measure.
So she comes out of the refresher wearing your garb. She's made some quick, dirty modifications, mainly tying
Dirty,
it
you say?
tying it into a midriff, and taking some strips off and using those strips to tie certain locations in more strategically tight places. As she comes out and notices that you were protecting her virtue by making sure no one came to the bathroom refresher, she nods accordingly and says,
Wonderful.
"Provide me what the status is."
We're awaiting the ship's approach.
And she totally gives you the she looks around for which chair would be convenient for her to sit in.
Somewhere towards the back.
And she gladly goes back and totally does that whole big arms on the armrest to check this out. Is this the big chair? It could be the big chair. I'm sitting in it now, so it's probably the big chair. And she totally addresses no one in particular and just says, "Ship status reports."
I'm not going to answer her.
You totally give somebody a look.
I'm just sitting staring out the front, watching for the ship.
I'll just say, we're waiting.
Ship's
Has it-
operational.
Ship's
Has the
operational.
ship's
We're waiting.
armaments been readied? And she's eyeballing where the weapon station must be.
She can keep looking.
And then, like clockwork, 3 minutes later, there's that space crack of a ship coming out of faster than light speed. And
Right on time.
There is a Letnev patrol boat bristling with, it's got like lances and spears on it, so it looks like it's a phalanx of soldiers. It's weird. They're ridiculous. They really are. It's
How
meant
do
to
you even
intimidate.
dock with that?
Its cockpit looks like the top half of a skull with the nose and the eyes, And immediately it's reorienting itself as it came out. Is someone wanting to do a sensor check?
Yeah, I'll do that.
And I'll oh, never mind.
You will pull your swords and take her hostage?
Not yet.
Ready?
But what you do later.
Yeah.
You pick up some space distortion, probably caused from that when that nuclear core was ejected from the ship and blew up. There's still like a whiffle of radiation cloud right where they popped out of space. And you're just like, is a ship.
It is a ship.
Is a ship.
Looks like a Letnev ship.
Well,
Got
is
lots
it
of
the
weapons.
same ship that we saw earlier? Because we were all together at one point. Is it the same ship
It does appear to be the same ship. But give me a
the same ship.
perception through the viewer to tell me what you see on screen.
Sure.
Oh,
Wow. It is totally the same ship. You have a whole bunch of things to spend. What would you like?
Um,
I mean, I totally got something to give you for just one advantage.
for one advantage, give me whatever you're gonna give me.
I will totally tell you, you notice with your eyeballs, not your sensors, that all the weapons on board are powered up and ready to go.
Okay.
Missile ports are open, gun turrets are active and looking for targets currently. You know, it's someone manually turning the turret inside. You totally know for one advantage that this patrol ship's coming in hot and ready for a fight. And
That
it
doesn't
is,
seem-
in fact, the exact same ship for that one success.
Well,
That doesn't seem like the behavior of a ship that would be coming in to mop up.
Well, to find the term mop up, it is Letnev. They do overdo military engagements often.
So it's the same ship. Have there been any changes at all to the look of the ship, the lure of the ship, the IFF, any of that compared to how it was?
I will say for 3 of the advantage, you do squint at the IFF and realize that something is off on the IFF number.
I mean, can I use a triumph to break that wide open?
You could totally break that wide open. It is the same ship that it is currently using a fake IFF identifier.
Hmm.
You totally had to like tweak the signal of the combat system for it to show the correct IFF, but they have basically a black market IFF generator trying to blow a signal over their signal. So if, say, they jumped in, blew up some ships, the ships would identify another IFF than their own.
So you're saying
Fun,
same
fun.
ship? What was the same? What was the same ship you saw before? What was
Combat
So it's-
patrol craft.
Same ship, but if they blow stuff up, they get away with it being
Without-
thought of
No, I
as a
get
different
that,
driver's
one.
but you
license.
said you identified this ship before, so what
Yeah,
was the other?
it is the Letnevs that we
It is a
interacted
Letnev
with
heavy patrol
previously.
craft, so it's a
But are
craft
they
made for
good or
combat.
bad?
They're bad.
They're bad.
The
Your group
IFF
has
is tell-
the group has discovered that they are in fact traitors selling the pirates information.
Yeah, but
Okay.
between the timing of them joining us and the fact that they're blasting a false IFF, so any black box that gets recovered from a destroyed craft is going to identify them incorrectly, they're bad guys.
I mean, I figured. They're just making sure
Alright.
exactly what was going on.
So still lots of advantage.
And you totally hear her mumble under her breath, not too loudly, of strike them now.
Let's open a comms channel.
And
All right.
immediately you hit the comms button and the command bridge of the Letnev craft opens up, and immediately everyone in there does military salute. You can practically hear the boots click because these guys are all at standing consoles as the captain gets up from his chair and proceeds to give you a proper-ish greeting. My Keleres colleagues, it is good to see you are unharmed. And he's totally squinting and taking in the whole bridge of your bridge.
Sure.
Am
Indeed.
I to understand that everything has gone well? And he totally questions, and he's staring over your shoulder to certain someone.
Oh, I'm sure he is.
Did
I mean, I'd say it's certainly gone well for some people.
the
As I
pirate
move so they
put
can
up?
get a better view of her.
Ooh, nice. As he kind of gets more into a relaxed position, and he tends not to notice her by turning his body sideways, so he's like talking off camera. As he says, is and he totally looks at his comms guy and gives him a gesture, and the comms guy comes back with a shrug, And he says, "Is the pirate threat been dealt with?"
Not just yet.
Our colleagues, the Sahar, did they arrive before we did?
The pirate ship is all taken care of, and what the heck with it. And yes, your queen is quite safe.
And she blushes when you call her a queen, and he looks kind of confused.
I don't know their royalty lines or what they call their people. Obviously, somebody thinks she's queen or somebody of importance, so works for me.
As she kind of gives this little hint of a chuckle, but she keeps a straight face. As he says, "Ah, you have." Oh, and immediately he does a very formal military salute and says, "Shah Baroness, I am pleased to see that you are well. Are these the brigands that may have absconded with your uncle's vessel?" And she just gives this placating hand up, like, "These are not things to be spoken with on an open Keleres ship's communications, or with their Sahar attack dogs." And the Sahar guys on the screen are just like, "Fucking bitch."
I'm gonna
I'm
turn to
kinda-
Dracar and say,
I'm kinda
"Oh,
doing the
she's not a
double take
queen.
now.
She's a
Hold on a
baroness. She's
second.
one of those lesser nobles."
Yes, indeed.
And
My
she
mistake.
Hard emphasis on that L.
Yeah.
she says,
My mistake.
she looks at you guys and says, "So who is going to provide the signal?" In a very nonchalant tone, and he just like looks quizzical at that.
I don't think we
Well,
necessarily need a signal. We
yeah,
already
we're
know
talking.
they're her with the pirates.
Yeah,
and I think at this point they kind of know that we know that we're the pirates.
Are you saying this?
Yes, I'm saying this out loud. And as far as I'm aware, we certainly outnumber them. So,
Caw?
I mean, frankly, we don't really need a signal. It's just, you guys gonna go quietly, or are we just?
What's your business?
Like, listen, it's prison or nuclear fire. Your choice.
As he looks totally
And,
innocent, and he's just like, "But whatever do you mean? We arrived at the coordinates and time of your choosing. What is it that you are implying?"
You arrived
we're
at
not
the coordinates and time that I chose for the fucking traders. Yeah.
We're not implying anything. We're stating a fact. So, like you said, quiet or messy.
I believe we may be speaking about an international incident. I do understand you Keleres take wide liberties with your authorizations. But if you think there is some wrongdoing, you can formally have your Winu secretaries file the proper injunctions with the proper information if you'd like for us to meet in a day of court, if that is what you're implying. But you have no right to impede our ship's departure.
Well, we'll be happy to provide both of your ship's identifiers.
And he totally like feigns ignorance, puts his hand on his chest and looks over at his science and says, "Do you know what they speak of? If you don't, and you don't speak up right now, you will be permanently marked with a demotion on your record. You will never receive another promotion." And immediately the computer guy starts doing his thing, ticker, 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 ticker. And the Sahar ship's crew are totally snickering at this. And one guy even comments, "It's like the holodramas."
Hey, Ruov, I think we actually got off light getting you from the Mentat Coalition. I can't imagine how insufferable you'd be if you were actually from the barony.
I know, right?
As she just totally turns her eyes a little slits and looks two of you during your little tete-a-tete.
Honestly, couldn't be happier.
As she just quietly under her breath says, "So you are not firing upon the ship now? You are letting this farce play out?" And immediately the science officer on the bridge goes, Captain, there seems to be conflicting IFF identification coming from our craft. We are transmitting both our own IFF and a second ghost pattern for another ship. Something that is coming up as a Letnev commerce trade craft.
Well, that seems inappropriate.
And he totally looks back and he has this gasp on his face. And
If you're so surprised, power down your weapons.
someone give me a vigilance check.
2 green and a blue is all.
I've got 2 yellow and a green.
That's probably the best.
Let me put that upgrade in there for you. Okay, I got that upgrade in there for you.
I've had really poor rolls the last few. Let's hope I get something decent.
Would be nice.
What's the worst
Oh, you're
odds
kidding me.
that a Letnev of the Mentech Coalition starts a war with the Letnev? As you're staring this guy because literally you are a Letnev for the Mentech Coalition. Not only are you racially bigoted because of these fucktards, but y'all got your
you don't know how to read
independence
your
from
people,
these
man.
fucktards, and you just can't see through his bullshit because he's doing that whole regal noble bullshit that's just causing you stress and a point of strain.
Yeah, I already marked it.
And when you have that bead of sweat come down your temple, you swear he made it out, and he smiles at that. He's playing the game. As he just says, I will return my ship back to port to get maintenance to find out the nature of this. And I give you my assurances, Keleres and Sahar. I will submit the proper paperwork to prove the reasons behind this disparity of our IFF. And give the proper recompense to whoever in my crew or dry dock is responsible for this mistake that could cause gross incompetence or worse, an international incident.
Well, I mean, if that's what you're concerned about, I mean, going back to the dry dock is only going to bring more suspicion on you and the Latin of Barony. So at that point, it's probably better for all of us if, as a collective, we all get together here and take a look at the reasoning behind it on your ship. So that this never has to, get leaked back to the press or to Keleres Command or to, I don't know, the Federation of Soul.
And besides, I don't think the Baroness really wants to hang out with us while this is all sorted out.
So, hurrah.
Exactly. Well, we do this. We can transfer the Baroness to your care. It's best for her to be amongst her own kind.
Ooh.
Obviously, she and Ruov don't get along.
He seems a little excited about you sending her highness over there.
Oh no,
What's her
no,
response?
they're coming over here.
Yeah.
So give me a coerce or even leadership, hurrah.
Oh, I'll coerce. I mean, it doesn't really matter. Deception's really where I do well, but I'm still gonna do this because I can.
Oh, let me get that. And I'm giving you a blue because you brought her into this conversation. And she just stares daggers at him, and he doesn't give a fuck about, but when he makes eye contact with her, it locks on. Like a missile.
Can I help with this by any chance?
But is there like an adversarial lock, or is it more of like
more
we
when
know
she
an
looks,
buddy lock?
there's gonna
Predatory
be
lock.
a predatorial recompense, and I'll give him another blue for your assist. Then
Is there anything I can do to assist?
you've done enough.
All right.
You have absolutely
Your
done
bad
enough.
rolls have done enough.
Oh,
Yeah. Yeah.
As he just looks at the screen, and what would you like for your 2 advantage before he opens his arrogant motherfucking mouth?
he's gonna say something he ought not have said.
Okay, I'm gonna make it extra thick and southernery. As he says, obviously, I was unaware that the Keleres were in so deep with Letnev not of the barony, and he totally looks at you. And then, because you totally chimed in for that blue dice, and then looks over Harag and says, and I was unaware that the Keleres were in so deep into the pockets of the drifting Sahar. As he totally
Buddy,
looks
if
at
you think the Sar have deep pockets, I think you might be seriously uninformed.
Well, the way he's saying it, you're sensing he's talking about the deep spatial pockets of space trash, not the pockets where money would be.
Yeah.
Wow.
And
Well, they are
basically,
wealthy and
his
trash,
comment
but
goes to you and the other 3 ships. In the meantime, the only authority I truly respond to is that of the barony of Letnev. And I will gladly return to Letnev space and submit the proper reports to the Keleres. And he totally looks over to his astrogation specialist and says, set in a course for the nearest barony military dry dock. We seem to have taken some kind of technical difficulties. And report back that we have assisted our Sahar and Keleres compatriots at the destruction of the pirate ship, and send the scans of the pirate ship's destruction. And he totally does this very formal Letnev, almost like Regency era bow. I shall have my leave if our weapons are not needed to assist you as originally requested. Our request from the Keleres fulfilled for military backup.
So, flashlights 3 times, right?
And at that point, he turns an abrupt turn, snap, almost that Nazi boot snap, and starts walking back to his big chair, giving you nothing but his back. And there's like a growl or 2 echoing from the other 3 ships.
Caw, caw, caw.
So we're gonna attack, huh? Alrighty.
You're gonna get
Yep.
the
But we're not
Sahar
gonna
into an
attack. So we're
international
gonna
incident?
so we're gonna sacrifice the other 3 ships to that ship.
So, flashing 3 lights,
Ah.
yeah?
And when
Okay.
you flash them the 3 lights, and you get this very primal, almost animal-like cheer that goes across 2 of the 3 ships as they all start going absolute shit spittle happy to pull the trigger on this guy. And this guy, of course, you know,
Bad
jumps
idea,
to his
but-
seat as the ship shakes from the first salvo that goes out, and he says, "Return fire!" What do you guys do in your unarmored ship?
What's
we're
armored
we're
is
plenty
unarmed.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
have armor, but you have no weapons, so you have no real
Yeah, no,
game in
we-
this fight.
We move out of range.
And the main thing I'm gonna do is, now that we're opening fire on a vessel, I'm definitely gonna turn and make sure that I have eyes on our guest.
She's smiling as the first missiles launch off from the SAR ship and the turrets start locking onto their ships. They seem to ignore you for the first few moments. As
I think we made a mistake, but hey, that's all right.
holy
I was outvoted.
As
Oof.
2 of the 3 vessels start shooting in exchanging fire with the Letnev ship, and the third SAR ship just blows the fuck up on the first return fire that they give. This glazer cannon hits their ship and in one shot eviscerates them.
God damn.
Are you guys doing anything to chime in as the next salvo starts?
Is there any way we can like scramble the targeting on the
You could totally
or
do something to
do
help them
something
out.
to?
If you got computers, I don't have computers enough to do it.
That's not.
I'm gonna
not
drive us
chance.
in towards it so that we can hopefully try to soak a couple of shots.
or can
Excuse
try
me?
to.
We have
We could-
22 hull and 2
So?
armor with 4 defense.
We
We
could
can
try
take
to.
a couple of fucking shots.
Let's see. Well, I mean, I guess I could try to scramble something on the vessel.
Some eggs.
He's
Gotta go
trying, but
scramble
she's
there.
not receptive.
Do you want to? I mean, do you want to? If you want to take us closer, and maybe we could, if things go bad, we can dock with them and invade them
Dock
that
with
way
them?
or something.
Docking
If
with
necessary.
a hostile vessel that's got armored spikes and spears on it. I like
Maybe
this plan.
not.
After he described it the first time, the first thing I said was, how do you even dock with that thing?
Yeah.
Well,
All right.
we got plenty of armor until we don't. So, all right.
Okay, so go ahead and do your computers. There's actively someone on the other ship opposing you.
All right. I'm not good at this or anything, but I will try. Nope, I got nothing.
As you totally try to hack in, and immediately somebody's just like, your Letnev accent is abysmal. Denied.
Hey, Rublars, do something. Open the door or something.
Flush their toilets. That will distract them. And then we see like another salvo happen. And good guys, they shoot, nothing. But the bad guys shoot and do some damage to one of them. Little tete-a-tete stuff happening, nothing serious, hardcore. And what anything you guys are doing to contribute to the fight besides sending them emails? You've got Letnev mail.
Well, that didn't work.
What are one of you guys gonna do?
I don't know.
Well, I guess Rog was driving us closer, so.
Okay, so go ahead and give me your operations. You're now in the middle of, now only 3 ships and a ship's worth of debris.
And
Yeah, let's see. I'm gonna drag us straight up to 3 speed.
Ooh, okay.
Oh my gosh.
4 negative dice for piloting or for operating?
Why is there 4 negative?
With 2
Oh, that
upgrades
was
on it,
still.
too.
That was
Whoa.
still. Go ahead and roll that again. It's supposed to just be 2 purple and a black. I still had someone's actual ranks and computers against somebody there. So yeah, you go. I'm gonna save them and throw yourself right into the melee of explosives and blasters and cannons and turrets and missiles. What would you like for the 3 advantage? I mean, I know what I would want for. Well, yeah, 4, but 3 is the big change.
For 3, can we get an upgrade to our next attempt to screw with their system?
Okay, I'll give you an upgrade on your next attempt. What do you want for that 1 lonely advantage?
I mean, I bumped us up to 3 speed, which means that we take 2 system strain, so I'd like to reduce that by 1.
Okay, that is a damn sensible thing to do.
All right. I was kind of thinking about trying to like you get all the weight and authority of Keleres behind me and tell them to stand down, and they'll be let go or something like that.
We just
I'm
attacked
not
them.
sure. Well, we didn't.
You flashed the light 3 times, and all of a sudden shots got fired. We have nothing to do with this. The Sahar took effect.
Well, we don't have weapons. I mean, basically, the only thing we can do is try to scramble stuff or fly around.
Yeah.
Am I right?
Or talk. Anybody got scathing tirade or something? No.
Nope.
Well, I've got coercion. We can just try to tell everybody to stand down, but I don't think that's going to happen.
Well, don't need to tell everybody. You just need to tell the pirates or the traders. Stand down.
Yeah, I'll give it a shot.
And what was your armor, by the way?
Our armor is
2.
You have someone put your
At least
shields up,
that's
I'm
what she
assuming,
said.
right?
yeah, we have 4 defenses, fore and aft.
Oof, that's good. You are a brick.
It really is.
Okay, so your shields take a hammering, but no definitive damage. You got really lucky. Even though you flew right into the fire, your shield sucked it all up.
Alright. Well, I when it comes back around to me again, I'm going to try to tell them to stand down. Even though, yes, I know that they open fire, but I can tell them. I know, just kind of go with like, look, we know that we caught you red-handed here. We know you're in cahoots with them. Stop firing, and we'll deal. And we'll make sure you go to trial. Otherwise, they're going to keep hammering you, and we got more coming along the way. Only a matter of time.
Remember, sadly, this is not Star Wars, so ship travel is very slow.
Well, I mean, it would only be they were only all like an hour apart, so I mean, so we've been, we got here, we talked for maybe 40, 45 minutes or something.
Not since the Letnev got here. It's only been a few minutes.
Yeah, but they don't know where and who we're talking about.
Oh, well.
Okay, so
basically, I'm just trying to tell them to, use.
I'm trying to. They don't know about behind us.
Yeah, I'm trying to coerce. I'm just trying to tell them to stand down, and that this is last warning, so to speak.
Last warning. I like that.
All right.
Last warning before they open up with their real weapons.
And remember, an upgrade because of the 3 advantage from the piloting check.
So, 2 upgrades.
Oh, yep, that's right, because you're upgrading you're flying like a mofo. Okay, so
I got our communication dishes perfectly aligned.
And I'm going to give you a black because he will flat out say the barony will not take this in stride. Your Sahar have opened fired unprovoked upon a barony of Letnev craft.
It was very provoked.
You stop frying, they stop frying. All right, you ready?
And the Sahar say what? We're shooting. They blew up one of ours. You blew up our cousins.
I'm not, I'm talking to Letnev. I'm not telling them to stand down. I'm just. Anyway.
So you're deceptioning is what I'm hearing.
No, I'm really, telling them. This last chance.
If you're negotiating in bad form and you know you're negotiating in bad form, that's a deception.
No, I'm just telling them, basically stand down, and if they stop fighting, we'll stop fighting, and they'll go to trial. But they're not, they're
leaving under their own power.
Exactly. Oh, come on.
As you're having a hard time selling this because the Sahar ships over there are like, for the honor of our cousins, we will get revenge. We will skull fuck the light nav.
Nice.
All right. So maybe with those
Our
two
revenge for the
advantage,
class.
it caused the Letnev to pause just long enough for the Sahar to get a good shot in there, maybe?
It's only 2 advantage.
Well, they can maybe get a blue on their attack
gonna
roll
say,
or
you give
something.
them
Okay,
blue.
I'll gladly give them a blue on their next roll, which they've been rolling super shitty. And now it's
Yeah.
even odds between 1 ship and 2 ships. Okay.
Man, I've been rolling terribly.
Anything you two are doing while these ships are going at it? It does look like the Letniv ship is looking to get the fuck out of there. I mean, they were already getting their coordinates to leave. But then the Sahar asked for it. Now they have to spank the dogs.
I'm dogging them with our ship. Hopefully keep their guns on us.
I shoot out the window with my bow.
You can do it, and then everyone dies.
Hit damn near has breach.
I roll down the window, shoot out, roll it back up real quick before anything happens.
Go to the airlock
Fam-
and open
like
the
the Family
door
Guy
and
Star
shoot
Wars
the arrow.
If you're
Cleveland
fast
Arc, you know, it's a drive-by.
Caw-caw!
I don't really have anything to do other than look out the window for anything important that might be of benefit.
Jesus. Your Sahar guys can't shoot for shit.
Oh, you sure
shoot.
that wasn't the Letnev guys shooting?
No?
I was
They're
gonna say
at long range, really?
Well, I'm just using the warfare rules for their mass combat. As
It's 3 negative dice?
yep. For that particular role, because their captain was doing his thing about giving everybody a upgrade.
God damn.
So he's giving this tirade about the barony will not stand for this. All loyal sons and daughters of the barony, strike from the darkness. And you, Keleres agents, you are at fault for this. And she is sitting behind you guys saying, why are you not shooting? As
Go ahead,
she's just
help yourself.
drumming her sharp, well manicured nails on the chair, waiting for you to kill this son of a bitch.
Yeah, you go ahead and do that.
Okay, anybody doing anything of importance during this next salvo?
I'm perceiving for anything of importance out there in space.
Ooh,
And I'll try scrambling stuff again if I can.
Okay, so go ahead and give me your perception first.
All right, ready?
Yep.
Nice.
Hey,
So for your success, you totally know there is still that radiation field out there from the reactor that would totally screw up targeting equipment if you could get somebody to go in there. People shooting into it would be fine, but not anybody shooting out of it. So if you could get someone to go in there, they would, totally have a harder time targeting something. Basically an upgrade in difficulty. But you do notice that they are totally banking away like they're going to take off. I mean, they're fighting 3 against 1, and they've already murdered 1. They've done their job. They can leave with honor, saying that it was 3 against 1 and we killed 1.
Okay. I report out to the other ship the coordinates that shift that I'm noticing, and that they're looking to take off, so they get a blue for their attacks, so they can help, because I'm predicting their trajectory, and a blue to the next person to do something.
Okay. And that leads us to
me, probably.
Yeah, I mean, are you doing some fancy piloting again?
Well, yeah. Since he saw the radiation thing, I'm gonna go ahead and reposition it so that we are actually in front of them and trying to drive them into that radiation
You're
cloud.
gonna
So that they
sucker them
collision
into
with
the
us.
cloud.
Gonna
Yeah.
steer them into it.
Okay.
Yeah, it's either that or collide with us, and I like my chances with a collision. With our defense and hull trauma, I like our chances.
Well, remember, a collision is still a collision. That's a bad thing.
It's still a bad thing, but it's different degrees of bad.
True.
And so yeah, I will reposition and try and force them into that.
Okay. Fingers crossed.
You looking for an operating check?
Yeah.
Hey!
Okay,
Stall
so
off.
you
Nice,
basically
nice.
do a fly across their nose, and their pilot does this and kind of goes along with you in the same direction, and you totally feel them come into the little radiation belt. Your scanner gets hazy for a second. So their targeting is now diminished with them shooting the other ships.
Lovely. I'll give blue to the next one of us to do a thing.
Okay. And who's that going to be?
Well, I was gonna try to do some scrambling or something like that of their system.
Trying to hack it.
See if I can, just try to hack in and I don't know, mess
I will
with
let
their
you know
stuff.
for that. You notice your system shows the penetrating Wi-Fi signal drops drastically into the radiation field. The same thing that affects the targeting equipment is totally affecting that.
Yep.
But you can try.
Well, you know what? I will try. Which one? Oh, I guess it doesn't really matter which one I use.
This depends on which one you're putting your skill points in.
Yeah, they're both pretty much blank. And
In
by
my
pretty, and
in
by
my
pretty
notes, I'm
much, I
putting-
mean completely.
In my notes, I'm putting down we're a menace without weapons.
You're
And,
literally the kid that throws the brick at somebody.
Yeah,
We
Okay,
are
so
the
you,
brick to your
got the
eye.
blue in there?
I got 2 blue
look
in
at
there
that.
for you.
Disturbing.
Two blue. Cool. All right. And why not? Oh wow.
Hot damn.
Okay, so take a point of strain as you're trying to out-hack this hacker. And apparently your friend's upgrades really cashed in helpful for you. I mean, look at all those
Yeah.
advantages that got,
I
negated,
know that would
but
have
you still
been
got them.
horrible.
So you hack into their computer and you totally know within a shadow of a doubt next turn they're taking off.
Well, they get 3 rounds of sabotage defense or of compromised defenses.
Mm-hmm. So is that what you're going to do with it?
Normally, what it does.
Yeah.
Wait. So basically, they're gonna try to take off, but
Yep. You know beyond a shadow of a doubt their hyperspace faster than life engine is charging up. The directions have already been put. Next round, they are gone.
is there any? Can I scramble that? Like make that?
That would be another hack roll. You're in their
That'd be a
system
different
now.
one.
You've compromised their
Okay.
system. So
Okay.
next round you could try to do that, but I'm gonna need like a vigilance initiative roll to beat their guy's vigilance initiative roll to see who gets it off first.
All right.
Okay,
See who
so
gets off first. All right.
yep, see who gets off first.
What about our pals shooting? Do they get a vigilance roll too?
Well, they're not hacking; they're just shooting away at it.
Well, shooting them before they
I mean
jump.
shooting before they jump.
Oh yeah, they're definitely gonna get.
Yeah,
their
so
shot.
they definitely get a shot.
Yeah.
Okay.
But they
And-
still got this shot to do with a blue.
Yeah.
So
And they get a blue and an upgrade thanks to you guys.
And
Yeah.
no defenses, probably.
Yep. Oh, son of a.
What?
are you kidding?
So their guys are shooting left and right, and the radiation field is apparently affecting the. You see the grazer beams go into the field, and they kind of like digitize out from the radiation. but they further, for the 3, will help push the ship in the radiation field completely. So that way, you guys and them, you don't have to really worry about getting shot right now so much.
I was gonna say we can't knock them prone.
Can't knock them prone. But unfortunately, your allies are taking a hammering. And they're just like,
Jeez.
maybe we should let them go and take this to court. I mean, poor bastards. Yeah, between the 3 fails that last time, one of their ships is seriously hurting. As they're just like, Keleres, are you going to fire upon our enemies and guarantee our mutual victory? And you just hear those fingernails clicking on the seat armrests.
What is her game in this whole thing?
She would like you to murder the kidnappers. That's her job. Murder the kidnappers, make me happy.
Alright. So you were saying I need to square off with them vigilance to
Yep,
see
give me
if
a
I can get
vigilance
something
to
off?
see who wins.
That's not promising.
Oh, initiative.
What?
Hang on a
That's
second.
actually, I had negative dice in there. Don't roll yet.
Yeah,
Because he had negative dice in his pool.
right.
Because you should have used initiative vigilance.
Well, on his character sheet, he had some modifiers added in. Those come through.
Ooh.
Wait. Before anything happens, let me double check. I would say that you're either engaged or short range to me. What would you say? Are you engaged or short range?
I would say short range.
Short range.
Yeah,
Heightened awareness. Go ahead and add a blue.
So on the top of your
Alright.
character sheet, put a blue in and it should translate on your initiative roll.
Yeah, I'll put it on there. Let's see.
As Harag
Alright.
is totally pointing out details. Hack faster, they're about to jump. I can see the glow of their engines.
Alright. Gotta
for
get a
success,
decent roll sometime.
On your hacking, you can stop the jump from happening. For 3 advantages, you can keep it from happening again. For, of course, triumph, you shut the emergency shit down for an hour.
But I have to do a vigilance.
Gotta
roll,
beat
is that
their
right?
Yeah, you
vigilance
gotta
first,
beat their
yes.
initiative.
Need 3 and 2 advantage, or you need 4
Cool.
The
successes.
pilot is totally sliding that little button up to go to faster than light speed. And
Nice.
just as
Yeah.
he does, give me your hacking roll.
Can I use those advantages for a blue, or do I just have to roll it straight?
You can totally use those for a blue. Oh, look at you doing that.
I gotta try.
So you got an upgrade and a blue. Okay, get us.
Oh my
Come
God.
on.
I was giving you the speech. I was gonna say, win this one for the Gipper. You win this one, you go home with the prom queen sitting behind you.
Yeah. That didn't work so well.
You severed the connection.
Dang it.
By accident. Oh, I gotta hit the. Oh, that was the power off button. Damn it.
And I
that was
didn't
Alt
even
F4.
I didn't even put the upgrade for the radiation in there yet.
Holy
But I think
moly.
we're good with that roll. As you try to hit the emergency stop, and as soon as you go, ah, and hit the enter key, as soon as it starts transmitting, that's when the radiation goes staticky, and just when it should have been there, the engines glow red, and they pop to hyperspace.
Mm-hmm.
And as they do, you hear this noise that sounds like a Relothian claw beast scraping on slate stone behind you. As you look back and her finely manicured nails are digging into the plastic of the chair and just scraping 4 furrows into it. And her eyes are just closed. As you see the radiation fields being dispersed from the pop to faster than light, and your Sahar buddies are still shooting in the same general direction, having a good old yeehaw time. As a missile goes swirling in circles, chasing the radiation cloud.
What's the noble lady's name again?
You're getting the gist if you could probably call her Za Baroness. Is all you really caught in the way she's had exchanges with you guys. As immediately your Sahar buddies, Harag, are totally calling you over and saying, "It was glorious battle. Our cousins died in glorious battle. We drove the Letnev beasts off. Those proud and pampered princes and princesses of their dark caverns can go suck on a mushroom." And of course, Harag, your distant cousins, because y'all cousins, do the traditional moment of mourning for the fallen ship, where it's the deep throat singing for those who have gone to the void and had the last kiss of the void. And as you all kind of look at the blank screen and the no damage whatsoever to your ship, after you flew through the middle of fucking Gettysburg, and their weapons just stop discharging, start cooling down in the coolness of space. The red cherry of their barrels instantly cool as they go that. So Keleres, you will submit the proper paperwork to bring the Letnev to court, correct?
Yeah, we'll do the paperwork.
We are unaware of if there is even paperwork for such.
Oh, trust me. The
There's
Winus
plenty of
somehow
paperwork.
always have paperwork for any situation.
We will gladly send you our battle data files showing that we fought first. On your signal!
Right.
And they do totally give their honest data logs to your guys' ship so you have a record of them. They clearly were waiting for your signal and opened fire. What you do with that is up to you guys. You might want your computer guy to play with those first.
Yeah, which is not me at all.
We didn't do anything wrong.
Wait, not on you. Both of you fuckers said fire, signal. So, no, it's totally on you.
I'm definitely saying I signaled.
cautioned
I'm just
against
saying we didn't do
attacking.
anything wrong.
I stand by that. I just
These were pirates and kidnappers who killed other Sahar ships. They've been killing ships for months now. So I mean, if anyone's giving orders, they're all bad people.
Yes, but we put others in harm's way when we had no firepower of our own to assist. So
Not our job. They were there specifically
it is our job.
for assistance.
We used them to do our work.
And she
That's
clearly
what they were there for.
That was the mission from the get-go.
For whichever one of you should have been on the weapon systems to contact her father to come pick her up. They have matters to discuss.
I'm pretty sure you need to go through a debriefing back at Keleres headquarters. Like, listen, when we went through training, they did not hand out a training handbook, but I feel like if they did, that would be like number 2 in the handbook.
Yeah, any dignitaries been kidnapped and yada yada.
You know, there's Winu out there that make that handbook.
Need to be turned into Keleres to, command to make
Tell
sure
her
that
she's
you're
gonna have to make
safe.
Take the 3-week trip back to a Keleres location.
Yeah, got to make sure you're safe and that the proper diplomatic return is done, and all that good stuff
and
to ensure your safety.
She just looks at you and says, "Do what you must," and she basically walks off. And does anyone have a non-secured room? Because I know most of you guys have just bunks.
I don't know. I don't even have a picture of our ship.
Yeah, I don't even know what.
Yeah, who knows?
All we have.
You have like a captain's room, and then 4 bunks. I mean, I do believe your engineer said he wanted the room so he could flood it for water.
That's fair.
But she is basically going off to find herself a place that she can go lie down.
Fine, wherever.
And as she does that, you guys make your coordinates. You notice your buddies, the Sahar, totally have the salvage teams doing their job, clearing out that field. As, you guys pop to faster than life to get back to a location where you can send a signal to the Keleres that you're coming into a location to debrief the kidnapped victim.
Correct.
And
Yes.
they totally tell you, yes, bring her in for a debriefing. We need to know what the fuck happened out there.
Yep.
And your handler, he's like, and did you capture any of the pirates?
We provide both of the signature information for the ship and any details about the ship and the captain of that said ship.
And also, yes, we did capture several of the pirates.
Yeah, the Sahar has several of them in custody.
As you ask, and they're like, yes, the Sahar advised they spaced many pirates. Sahar justice. It's like the belt.
Did they save any of them?
We will say yes. They have 2 or 3 that they saved.
Okay.
But they spaced most of them.
That's fine.
Yeah, it's no worse than what we were doing when we were on board.
As
What do you mean? We didn't space nobody. We just told them to leave.
Yeah, you let everyone go, and of course your liaison's like, and did you grab the black box from the pirate ship?
Except all the swordsmanship that went on in the previous session.
Wow. But the majority of the ship was
intact,
saved, and not killed.
I'd say so. Yeah.
It was a humane mission.
Humane execution.
You guys will get 20 experience because you did take out the pirate problem, even though I think the pirate captain went down way too fast. Bastards.
And saved a princess or
and you
something like
saved
that.
a noble. She's totally indebted to you guys, which may be a good thing, maybe a bad thing.
So Jim, would this count as discovering a plot against a group of SAR or the SAR people?
This would totally count as one of your, yes, it would totally count.
See, that reminds me. Let's see.
Alrighty then.
Does this... well, she was the only one that was...
the only one that you can prove, yeah. If you had the pirate captain in possession, you could have totally popped off with the Letnev plot.
I did write down that the noble lady's name is Za Baroness, short for Pizza Baroness.
From the House of Za.
Nobody put the type of ship that we have? Because we need to look. How many hard points on this thing?
It's a Winu class.
Yeah, it's a Winu class courier ship. It's basically quick, fast, and hard to kill.
Is it
well.
XX Cha Carapace?
No.
Is that the one? No. Oh, Barrel of Monkeys.
No, it's Barrel of Monkeys. But the Sahar that die.
Don't die on us.
Your Sahar friends totally will send good word to where you go, and they will be willing to supply you 1 salvaged weapon to be attached to your ship if you would like to use a hardpoint for that.
That's what I'm trying to see where the hardpoints are.
Technically, in Twilight Imperium, ships don't have hardpoints.
That's true.
So yes, if there's any weapon you like there, except for something ridiculously rare, they can hook you up with it.
Okay.
Because
Oh,
they totally realized how bravely you flew into the midst of the battle of 4 ships shooting at each other with no weapons. Only your
Well, no, they
determination, your grit, and hurrah at the helm. Hurrah! Yes.
They just were so preoccupied they didn't realize we were shooting.
Oh no. Everyone scanned your ship. Everyone knew you had no weapons. They thought you were dead. But
they thought we were insane, which they weren't wrong.
But you may have been insane, but you were victorious.
We were.
Victorious.
All right. Well, I'll have to look at weapons and see what all's available.
Beam cannon would be pretty good.
That's always a good
Probably.
choice. Basically particle beam weapon. So you guys get 20 experience. Don't forget that part.
Definitely not.
Awesome.
Right. Good job, guys.
As you guys have completed the mission, because you did get the pirates. I mean, regardless, the mission was to stop the pirate raid one way or another, and you found one way.
And we could have gone worse. It could have gone better.
And they're like, "How did you kill these pirates with an unarmed ship?" And you're just like,
"We're just that good."
Than that.
Yeah. And we saved royalty.
We're just that good.
Unfortunately,
we
you
saved
pissed her off by
damsel
taking her
in
not
distress.
where she wants to go.
Ooh,
She
there
wants
we go.
to go home.
Dave.
What?
Page 149, there's a long-range scout ship, has an extended focus beam turret.
Ooh, Jesus. Hey, your cousins are scavenging it off something. They will totally put it into play.
I mean, damage 2, crit 3, range long, accurate 1, breach 2. God damn.
There we go. Let's do it.
And it's on a turret.
And it's on a turret, so fire arc all.
Let's do it.
Now the question is, are you putting it on the top or on the bottom?
Gotta be top.
And your liaison is totally gonna look at you guys and go, "This is a Winnow courier ship. You fuckers put a gun on it."
Fuck yeah, we did.
Actually, what about on bottom in case we ever have to strafe the planet side or something?
You can turn.
Buddy, if we ever got to strafe a planet side, we need to stop for a minute and just think.
Just hypothetically.
Maybe we're the baddies.
Like if we're planning on doing that, then instead of the beam turrets, we want the twin bombardment rocket launch tubes.
Right.
From the Star Bomber.
We're bombarding the planet. Are we still the good guys?
Just in case. Maybe it's bad guys on the planet. Or those, like...
You can still come in at...
Board.
You can still come in at an angle.
I was going to say, careful. That's exactly how the Letniv would say it. All of them are bad people. They're not Letniv.
Yes, we can come in at an angle with it on top still, so that's not a problem.
True.
Danger,
right.
danger.
It's your duty, Joseph, to put the weapon information in on the ship.
Will do.
Since you found it.
I can support that. 1, 2, 3, not it.
Yeah, not it.
Why is everyone holding their nose?
All right, guys, that's it for me. Good night, y'all.
All right, have a good night, guys.
Right.
See you tomorrow for Android.
All right.
Yeah. See ya.
Later.
Bye.